live. All right, so welcome to tonight's episode of PickupStyx. PickupStyx is a kind of impromptu, ad hoc group of D&D players coming together to play in a unified world without linear storytelling. We may start anywhere, in the past, in the future, in the present. We're not exactly certain. Tonight's episode is particularly unique in that I don't have any notes, and it's going to be 100% improv, which is super fun. Why not? It's like old school D&D. It's like in high school, whenever we met on a wintry day when school was out to just play D&D, and we didn't know what was going to happen. So join us as we kind of explore this new and nuanced world of absolutely nothingness and experience what there is to experience. Tonight we have Dex playing Chop Tank, Matt playing Maladroit, Peter playing Garius. It's as if it was spelled with an I. And Corey playing Bluebell. Bluebell
Golden Harvest.
All right, let's go around the room real quick and give just like a quick synopsis of each of your characters. Dex, we'll start with you.
Sure. Dwarven Paladin from the mountains. Pretty much tries to protect those that cannot protect themselves. Is searching the wilds and the wilderness for anything that gives some light to his people. But other than that, trying to do what's right and just along the way.
Excellent. Peter?
So, Garius, halfling rogue, actually was going to school to be a wizard, but was kicked out for possible nefarious uses of magic. Unconfirmed reports, of course. So naturally, his family wasn't super happy about that, so Garius is out in the world to kind of find a name for himself and hopefully one day see himself learning more in the wizardry arts.
Excellent. Matt?
Maladroit Detonation. She is a female rock gnome specializing in wild magic. She loves bright, beautiful colors, big explosions, big personalities, just really enjoys life in general. Doesn't think too much about what her next steps are, and is just searching the world for lost recipes and explosive secrets.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, Corey.
Well, I'm Bluebell Golden Harvest, and I am a fresh-faced, ghostwise halfling. My home village, which is deep in the forest, is based around the Temple of Sindrel, and I am, dedicated to just spreading the good word of the afterlife and Sindrel, and also just eradicating all those evil, horrible undead.
Excellent. All those evil, horrible
We're
undead.
get along.
This is perfect. Yes, for those who don't know, Sindrel is one of the house gods. All right, so we're going to start the night off, as many D&D sessions start, classically, in an inn. Now, I will leave it open to you all to really quickly organize whether you know one another or know some of one another or whatnot. We're going to be starting off in a small dwarven village of Brunheim. Brunheim is set amongst rolling hills. In the distance are a few mountains that have some somewhat larger dwarven cities. Things to know about dwarves in this universe, in case you haven't studied up. They're oppressed motherfuckers. The Yelleth Empire, which is the largest empire in the entire realm, basically they owe fealty to the Yelleth, and it is very much a capitalist fealty in that the dwarves are required to participate in certain economic activities like paying extreme taxes to them, producing items for their war machine, and supplying shock soldiers that fight in the Yelleth army. Dwarves themselves are not allowed to wear their clan colors. Kind of think of the Scottish with after their rebellions, they were stripped of their clan colors. They're not allowed to carry weapons openly in most towns and cities. They're not allowed to wear armor, and they're very restricted in kind of the practices they're allowed to keep. But they are still looked at as amazing craftspeople, and they are very much lauded for their craftsmanship. So they still have that going for them, and that's one of the reasons they are sought after by not just the Yelleth Empire, but, forces all over the world. So Brunheim is kind of on the outskirts of a more dwarven concentrated area, so it will have some humans, it will have some potentially halflings, even though halflings are fairly rare in this universe. And other individuals who are going there to trade for dwarven goods more likely than not. So there's probably a couple of traders, but it's kind of more on the outskirts. It's more like a way station where people stop off, for a night before heading into the mountains proper to visit the more local city of Cairndun, which is the former dwarven capital, which is nearby in the mountains. So this is Brunheim, and you're all starting off in an inn. So real quickly, let's organize this. Everybody want to know everybody? Are some people together? I know it's probably reasonable to say Maladroit and Chop Tank know each other since you've played in a couple of sessions together. I'll let you organize, players.
I do not know anybody. I have just arrived in this town. What was the name of this town again?
Brunheim.
It was the first town that I found, really, after I left the village, to proselytize and bring the good word of Sintriel to the people.
Okay.
So I'm assuming being the only dwarf of the whole crew, I feel fairly comfortable in this town amongst the people.
Though you also
your
feel moderately
brother.
uncomfortable, right? Because you are wearing arms and armor.
Oh yeah.
So you get sidelong glances.
Sorry, what was that?
You get sidelong glances as you even as you entered the town. Everybody kind of looked at you. And remember, a lot of dwarves keep their beards shorter too.
Yeah, I think it would be somewhat intentional. My character's probably rocking a beard like Pete has right now.
Yes. Pete, what about Garius? Does Garius know anybody? Are you going free?
Garius is eating another meal, naturally. And he's looking for work, trying to overhear what's happening in the bar. He's not a big fan of the current situation with the dwarves, previous friends that he knew. And so he's kind of just trying to take it all in and see, is there anyone out there that has either offers an opportunity for him to kind of hone his skills, or to make some coin and an opportunity of maybe hunting someone down, or just looking for a bad guy.
Nice. So,
Or a good guy, just depends.
I could see. I don't know if it's up to you, Dux. I could see Maladroit actually basically retaining the services of Chop Tank in a way of helping as she continues to search for the lost recipe of Greek fire. So it's quite possible that the latest lead she has is leading through here. And it's like, well, I know a dwarf who actually might be able to help out along this way. So
yeah, and I would definitely be more than happy to come along. I'd probably pull a little bit of for lack of a better example, an Ensign Row, where I'm coming back to an area that I grew up in, and the people were poorly treated. So I'm coming back a little stronger now. If I see an orphan on the side, I'm probably going to throw a couple copper pennies. I've got my brew supplies, so I would be more than happy to talk and help out with the local pub and make some ales, but also help guide you, since clearly have shown yourself in battle.
Yeah.
And I'm more than happy to help you along the way.
excellent, and you did an excellent job of absorbing damage.
all right, so you all find yourself.
For those who are not aware, Chop Tank has done such a good job that he's been knocked unconscious in both of the adventures we've been on so far. So
We want to keep that trend going.
that's your job, though. I mean, I think it's all.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful.
All right, so you find yourself in the Broken Shield pub and inn. The Broken Shield. And so I think we've identified that Garius is, you're kind of at one of the communal tables, eating,
I'm one of the
looking
communal
around.
tables. I would say that as the Chop Tank walked in, I happen to be an ale connoisseur of sorts, anything that I can eat or drink. And I feel like I observed the fact that he has either an air about him or the tools necessary to brew ale. And so I may make a conversation here to just say,
Give me a perception check. Let's first roll of the night. Let's do it.
all right, perception check here. I have expertise in perception, so what does that mean? Is that my plus
It's
5
double
twice?
proficiency. No, it's not.
so-
It's not +5 twice. It just means that if you have it on D&D Beyond, it'll automatically adjust it.
Oh, okay, got it. So
Basically,
that's
your
why it's plus
proficiency
5.
should be +2, so you double that, so you get a +4 to your roll.
So yeah, D&D Beyond calls it as a +5. I'm guessing because of everything I got there.
Yep.
So with my 14, it's a 19.
19. Excellent. Yes. So Dex, Chop Tank has brewing equipment.
Oh yeah, I'm a brewer.
Yeah. So you probably have
Excellent.
you can see as Chop Tank kind of comes in, and he's broad-shouldered, he's armored, he's got this long dwarven beard. Is it braided or anything?
Oh yeah, it would be braided. I would assume that like going down kind of along here.
I love dwarfs.
Yeah,
Love 'em.
take the reddish part on Pete's beard and just like braid them and keep going.
Yeah. So he's got some braids going
Kind of
down.
an oin and gloin.
Oh yeah,
Just
for
the-
sure.
You see a couple of gnarly scars on his skin, and are you an axe man or a hammer man, Dex?
I'm an axe man.
Yeah, and he's got a gnarly, just just this horrid looking axe with chips on it, but like nicely polished chips because he's a dwarf.
My shield is very well beaten in.
Yes, hanging off him. And as he enters, a lot of the dwarves kind of stop because this is, there's a reasonable amount of dwarves. It's about 50-50. 50% dwarves, 50% other, mostly humans because, all the rest of the races, they're a little oppressed, even more than dwarves. But a lot of the dwarves kind of stop and they have their big flagons, and you hear them like begin to curse a little bit, and they're like, "Fucking God, what's the uncut one over there? What's he doing? He's doing over here. He's gonna bring trouble to us." Ugh. And you see that there are like one or two gentlemen who are in like the more proper clothing of the Yelleth Empire. Not that they themselves are necessarily like Yelleth nobility, because they would never be in the Broken Shield Inn, but they're probably like Yelleth merchants, like low class Yelleth merchants. And they one of them kind of like spills over his drink very like on purpose, and like a dwarf rushes over and he looks at him and kind of like begins speaking in this like very harsh language to him that you recognize as Yelleth.
I have no idea what he's saying. So,
But yes, you do notice that he has the appropriate equipment for brewing hanging off of his kit.
Well, I'm definitely agitated by what I see with the merchant, but I steer clear of that because this is not something. I don't know this guy. I don't know what the situation is, and I head over to Chop Tank and start the conversation of that. I noticed that you're a brewer, and tell me about one of your greatest creations. I'm always interested in trying new and fantastic drinks and food, and even more food. But definitely I like new drinks. So tell me more about maybe something you've made.
Well, have you ever heard of the Smoldering Hole Stout? It's a wonderful dark brew. Takes about 5 years to make.
Ooh, okay.
With a nice sweet afterbite. And here, I happen to have some in my skin here. You can take a sip.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, I would love to take a sip. Forgive the cup.
And Malad, while you're there,
bar.
That is quite tasty. Let me buy you a round of drinks and let's talk more about your brews and your ales.
Absolutely.
I have money. I think I have money somewhere. I'm sure I do. Don't worry about that. We'll figure it out.
all right.
Why don't we go over there and get a table?
Maladwa, you're
Fantastic.
I'm assuming you entered the inn with your compatriot.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Just
and
sort of
please
taking it all in.
introduce me to your friend here.
Yes, this is my.
My
traveling
name is
companion,
Garius.
Maladois.
Very nice to meet you.
I'm keeping her
gives you,
safe.
Yeah, she gives you a very hearty handshake. You're like, how do you do?
I do very well, thank you. I do very well.
What brings you to this incredibly bustling city?
I'm hoping to expand my skills and improve my trade while I work towards bigger things in my future.
What sort of trade do you work in? Do you perchance delve into alchemy, maybe?
I am a pure procurer of things. I'm a procurer of things.
That's amazing. That's
Yes,
awesome.
if you lose something, I happily go out and find it for you, and that's one of my missions there. And then, say if you have a lost child and you need that child found, I procure those as well. So I'm a procurer of things.
Wait,
That's
are you a
all I should
slaver?
say. No. Most certainly not.
Oh,
But if
good
you have
question.
a slaver that you need killed, I could potentially do that for a small
Oh, that's
fee.
fine.
If
That's
if either of you want to make an insight check to see,
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Sure.
Dex or Matt or both.
Oh yeah.
You're
despite
not
the fact that I
attempting to
have
deceive them, Pete. It's just to see if they can read between the lines.
15.
Yeah. 5.
Well, Dex, you're just like, he sounds like a nice dude, and Maladroit, you get it.
So yeah, actually, that's quite. Are you currently engaged with any procurement?
I am not. I'm currently looking to procure beverage
Procurement?
and food while looking for something to exercise my trade.
We actually may have something to help you out with.
Excellent. I'm interested. Continue.
Are we at a table? Are we sitting at a table?
We are.
now?
We're at a table. I think we sat down.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So
All right.
I'll just go ahead and she'll she'll basically take out a blank piece of paper, and then she's going to do precipitation to create a map on it, and she's going to say that. So we are here in this area, and we're looking, and then another X appears on the map over in this area. What we're looking for is apparently it's a lost recipe for a alchemist concoction that I've been looking for quite some time, and at the moment our previous party could not handle the beauty of the braves that we saved, and they broke down in tears and cried on the shore, and we had to leave them for a little while. So in the meantime, we are looking to acquire some more help in terms of, on this particular task. Do you think you'd be interested in that? We would certainly cut you in for any goodies that we find along the way.
Do you think there may be any arcana baubles that might show up somewhere in this mission? Potentially, maybe, because that could be of interest.
Well, I myself study in magic. I am not a book mage. I am a natural mage. But at the same time, I would be more than happy to share what I know with you.
Well then, let us journey together. I think that would be fantastic. I am always been interested in the arts and magic, as they may help in other trades that I am in.
I'm always
I bet you would.
the stout of heart. Dead joke.
All right, Bluebell. Are you in this inn?
I was just about to introduce myself by Bluebell, and you'll have to tell me, DM, two things. How big is this public house, and what kind of doors does this public house have?
What was the first question?
How big is this public house?
It's not that big. This is a village, so it's it's enough for some portion of the village that nightly comes here, like 25 people, maybe 30 people. It's pretty small. But how many points of egress? Was the question?
Well, like what kind of door? Just what kind of door? Is it like swinging doors? Is the door propped open? Is it a barn door?
It is a cold night, and the rain has already begun to pour. And in fact, you can hear it hammering against the roofing.
Oh. I can hear it hammering against my hood.
Oh, okay, fair point. Yes, of course. And the door is slightly ajar to allow that coolness in, because it's been a hot day. A fairly humid hot day, and this is that storm that is breaking the humidity. Notice the lack of continuity of seasons. It's okay.
So Bluebell reaches up to the door handle, and then
there's one that's your height. It's kind of like a Dutch door.
Oh, okay.
Because it's meant for dwarves.
Right. That's I was asking. That's right.
Okay.
So yes, Bluebell reaches out to the handle and opens that Dutch door wide, but does not let it slam into the wall, because that would be impolite. And she stamps her feet they stamp their feet in order to get all of the rain, as much of the rain as they can, off in the doorway so that they don't track in mud and water. And then they close the door and they start to take off their cloak, and they say, "Sakes alive, in the name of the Just One, it's a real storm out there." And then heads over to the bar in order to see what sort of food and fixins there might be here.
And there's
Because they
a
worked
dwarf.
up a mighty appetite.
There's a male dwarf who's like spitting in a cup and polishing it.
That's appetizing. So,
A big mug. He's like pours a little bit of.
You know, he tried.
Just like the stories of old Amethyst.
He's like, "Hail, halfling, how you doing?" And
Hello!
he takes a swig from the mug.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. It be lodging you're after.
Perhaps. I am headed, well, I'm headed wherever the Father tells me to go, honestly. Oh, of course, blessings of the Just One upon you.
I to you and
nimbly up
yours.
onto a stool.
He says, to you and yours.
Can we hear this conversation?
Of
between her
course,
and you?
it's not hidden in
I
any way,
am
shape, or
being
form.
very loud.
Yeah, and there's no music. There's no music playing or anything like that. You
Excellent.
know, this is mostly just people sitting around. There's the occasional game being played of this or that. You know, dice and
Dungeons and Dragons, yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, there's a lot of pen and paper games going on.
Broken old.
Humans
so
in
I-
hallways, I guess. So,
I shake out my overcloak and I put it across one leg in order to start it dripping and drying. And I ask,
You can put that on the peg near the fire if you want, lass.
Oh, well, I'll certainly go do that. But first, I'd like to find out what sort of food you have. It's been at least 2 hours since I've had anything to eat, and I am starving.
Aye, well, we have stew with mead, and we have mead and ale, and we have
go for it.
we
all
have
the way.
dark bread, and we have pieces of just haggis. We actually have some haggis, some fresh haggis. And potatoes. Lots of steamed potatoes.
Ooh,
In brown
potato.
stew.
Are the potatoes in the stew, or are they aside for the stew?
No, they're in the stew too.
Oh,
The different
Yeah,
stew
well-
though, you see.
delightful.
That's a venison stew.
That's fantastic. Wow, I've never had dwarven venison stew. I've never actually met a dwarf.
Well, pleased to meet
Can
you.
I slide into the bar while you guys are having that conversation without her
Sure.
noticing that I come up?
Well, if you
Next
don't
door?
want her to notice, you're gonna have to do a stealth check, but that's not gonna work very well in the middle of a crowded room. But I'll let you try it.
I'm a halfling. They're all
Yes.
bigger than me.
Sure.
I'm
I'm not
switching
bigger.
Yeah, they're
this
very good at sneaking.
That's a
No,
good
I know
point,
you
yeah.
could see me.
They're
I'm
not.
working on
They're
making-
not all bigger than you. It's a room full
In
of
my
dwarves.
mind,
Short
I'm just a
room.
Well, I
really
think
short halfling.
dwarves are technically one size bigger than the halflings. So
No,
we
they're all
could-
mediums.
Right,
They're all mediums technically.
So
but-
can I do a stealth check?
Go ahead.
Let's see what happens. Cause I got
What's your passive perception, Bluebell?
I think
11
halflings are also
mine.
technically small.
yeah.
Yes.
You're the same size as me. I definitely can't walk up next to you. I'd have to come up from like behind the crowd or something.
So
It's
what'd you roll
not
for?
creepy.
What'd you roll for stealth?
I rolled a 6 plus I have 11.
So 17.
Yes.
Bluebell, are you a paranoid individual or no?
I'm not a particularly paranoid individual, but I do pay attention because if you don't pay attention in the woods, you're gonna get eaten by like a tortoise or maybe a hungry rabbit or wolves or foxes or coyotes or maybe a raven or three or maybe some badgers, stoats, weasels, all sorts of things that can eat you in the woods.
Fair. So what I'll allow you to do is a active perception check with your passive as a floor.
All right.
So Malinois, where's the new guy going?
I assume he's probably going to get something to eat.
All right.
There's nothing to worry about. It's
18.
Yes.
nothing bad to
So
possibly
you notice
Clearly never been here
Garius
before.
like slyly sauntering up to you, like he's clearly attempting to stay out of your peripheral vision, but your peripheral vision is slightly better than his capacity to stay out of it.
Okay.
She probably catches me as I come up, right?
I am going to take back my hand, which I had proffered to the dwarf behind the counter, but they apparently didn't want to shake it. And I'm going to spin around real quick in my seat, and I'm going to say, I'd also like a mead in addition to the stew. Hi! wow, I didn't think I'd meet any other halflings out here. Oh, blessings of the just one upon you.
Excellent. I was just coming to see if you would like a guest while you had dinner. I hate eating alone, and I am so hungry. I've only eaten about an hour and a half ago, and I'm really interested in another mead. Would you like me to hang up your jacket?
Well, I'll be hanging up my jacket in just a second, but I would certainly appreciate some company. You know, it's been real lonely.
Fantastic.
I've been walking ever since I left my village, and I mean, there were various people on the road, but they're not very chatty, especially once it started raining. And I tried to talk to, you know, some of the other creatures and everything like that, but they weren't really interested either in talking to me. And honestly, you know, sometimes I think that maybe it wasn't a great idea to leave the village, but, you know, I got to do what the Father tells me to do. And that's bring the good word to the people.
Okay, that's awesome. I find they don't eat enough. You know, so that's for me. I mean, I love dwarfs. I love it. The doors work for us. Everything is kind of like proportioned great. I love dwarves. But I need more, you know, sometimes I'm just hungry 2 or 3 times a day. I need to eat way more than them. And so I'm excited about seeing another halfling. Let's get some food. Let's get some meat.
Yeah. Let's
Hey,
do
and
it.
I have some friends that I met, and maybe if you want, why don't you join us at our table here? I think there's room for 4.
Oh,
And
With our
let's have a-
size, yeah.
if you're okay
Yeah.
with that, I mean, listen, let's socialize and have a good time. I hate eating and not being able to talk. I mean, I got this beard for a reason, right? To catch the food. So let's go have a good time.
Fantastic. That would be great. So I'm gonna.
Oh, I didn't get your name. I'm sorry. I'm Garius.
Oh my, that's so terrible of me. I'm so very, very sorry. I extend my hands and I grab your not at all outstretched hand and I shake it firmly and I just say, "Hi, my name's Bluebell."
Hi, I'm Garius.
Hi,
Head over to our table and let's introduce you to the other guys
see
that I
that-
just met here tonight.
You hear the barkeep go, "Oh gods, I hate halflings. They're so talkative."
I turn back around to the barkeep and I ignore what they just said. And I go,
So you'll
"Can
be
I have
wanting
my
food
private
then.
Food I need delivered to the table.
It's not a problem.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Absolutely.
We have more food and mead for the entire table, just rounds for everyone.
All
Food
right.
and drink.
Let's do
Let's
it.
have a
Yeah,
great time with
sure,
it.
fine. And he kind of like snaps his finger, and 2 female dwarves, yes, they have beards, go
not?
about like grabbing plates and
established.
serving equipment and utensils and flagons and pitchers. And you hear him say, "As long as your coin's good and hard, then you can have as much as you want."
Is he talking dirty?
Said coin. Coin.
Oh,
Coin.
okay. I thought I said loin. Sorry.
All right, so you are ushered
welcome.
back to that
Yes.
table.
So I see
Yeah.
that our new friend brought another new friend. This is so
Yeah,
wonderful. This is like my friend Barney used to talk about all the time. So,
Oh,
Seem to have
Brad.
procured food and a new halfling.
oh, you are very good at procurement. You
This
brought
is my
back-
friend Bluebell. She
Hi.
is a halfling that you know, she seems to be very devout in her religion, and I figured we'd invite her over. Chop Tank, you know, how do I pronounce it? Don't wanna get it wrong.
Chop-
Mala-
Maladwa.
Maladaw. Maladaw, Chop Tank. Like, here's my friend Bluebell. Bluebell, here's the boys.
I'm a girl.
In half
Girls and boys. You know,
In
here's
half-
the folks. It's a general term, not a
Hilarious.
identity term.
Just sort of as a whisper, and I say, "It's they actually, but I understand that Elithian isn't very good with epicene pronouns."
We work with what we got.
Oh boy.
So, so the question
Not a lot of people woke back in the day.
is, as we gather around here, is of course, Maladwa would really love to know more about Bluebell and what she's been doing, where she's come from. You know, how has your journey been?
And what brings you to a dwarven village?
Well, my journey has been, it's been trying at times, but the Father has infused my soul with purpose and meaning, and that is to spread the good word across the countryside.
What is the good word?
Well, surely you know of Sindrel, the Just One?
I have heard of Sindrel, yes.
I just know of her.
Him.
Chop Tank, who's your patron god? Chop Tank, who's your patron god?
Yes. The
I'm sorry. What was...
man can be a person of. He can cause some trepidation in people, and I have been called upon to teach people the truth and the beauty and the nature of life and the afterlife, and to accept the natural order of things. And
is your god a god of death?
Death and justice.
I mean, they are the god of death, yes, but somebody has to be the god of death.
Oh, I totally agree.
There's Monahith, but if there were only Monahith, then there would be entirely too much. Nothing would be recycled. It's just like, for instance, when we used to fish in the village, we would take the fish bones and we would use that as fertilizer for the crops. And those fish would become corn or potatoes or corn. And, well, everything there's a cycle. And death is part of that cycle, the natural order of things. And it's not a thing to be feared. It's just another state of being.
Yes, I hear you. I completely agree. I love your passion. I love the fact that you're going out in the world and you're trying to bring this knowledge to light. I myself am not a follower, but I certainly do understand the importance of this. My one of my close relatives used to tell me that when the antelope died, they became the grass. And then when we ate the grass, because we didn't have anything else to eat for a while, that nourished us as we went forward. So yes, I completely understand the importance of the cycle and how everything returns to form. So I am very impressed with your faith.
So, Andrew,
Thank you. And I'm so glad you get it.
a bit of a meta level question.
Yes.
As a follower of Ilmater, who's a life god, but about suffering and martyrdom, how in line is Sindrell's beliefs to my own?
It's a good question that I don't have an answer for. I'd have to look up your god a little bit.
All right.
But so the primary pantheon of this particular universe includes a couple of gods, but the main, there are three or four main ones. Sindrell is one of the most worshipped. He is the god of death and justice. Mm-hmm. There is Saphius, who's kind of like the all-father, almost very much like an Odin creature or deity. There's Monahith, who's in charge of magic and mysticism and that kind of forbidden knowledge, which I know Odin is in Norse myth. And then you have, I think, Jorikar, who's like the trickster goddess. So there's a couple of primary ones of that nature. I don't have the document over. I can share the document with all of you.
But if the assumption is that's a god of death, but of a just death.
Just, yes.
Okay, then that seems to fit along.
Yeah, less Merkel and more Neru.
Yeah, and these are Yalithian gods in many ways, shapes, and forms.
Okay.
They're the ones who perpetuate this particular pantheon of paganism.
Gotcha.
So at that moment, one of the barmaids comes over and she kind of trips with her tray and sets it down elegantly nonetheless, and then falls into Chop Tank's lap. And she's a female dwarf. And she goes, "Oh, excuse me." And she kind of like gropes your shoulders as she does this. And she's like, "Oh, such a strong lad, yar." She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she kind of like stands up and she's, "I'm Hilda. I'll be your server for the night."
Huh.
No bother at all, Hilda.
And she has, very
Huge tracts of land.
large personality. And she kind of like leans over and like brushes aside your hair momentarily. And she's like, "I'm sorry, did I knock you into a tizzy?"
No, I've been knocked into tizzies before. This is nothing new to me.
And she sets down a large flagon of ale right in front of you, and you can smell it's that spiced dwarven fortified ale. And you did not order this, but it's the good stuff.
This is the good stuff?
Oh, it's the good stuff. The rest of you have just kind of like, well, it depends what, you didn't kind of really order anything specific, but there's a flagon of mead, or sorry, a large, tall mead, and then many cups, clay cups for said mead.
Oh, so it's these are separate.
I definitely ordered a flagon of mead with my stew.
Yeah, there's mead, and then there's like a nice like container of stew and several wooden bowls that are placed down as well. And then in addition to that, there's hard cheese, hard brown bread, and hard sausages, smoked, smoked sausages.
Question, Garius.
Yes.
How old do you look, halfling to halfling? I'm trying to figure out if you look older than I do.
So I am, I would say that adult age halfling, but young. So still living with my family when I left home. So I would
First
say you
time out of the house.
Yeah, not by choice, but it happens. So, but old enough to be on my own. So certainly was like, maybe took an extra couple of years in school because I was kind of like, none of this, I can't do this. So, but old enough to be like adult and on your own, maybe just a little behind a little bit on some of the education stuff.
Okay, then you are probably younger than me, so I am going to spoon stew into a bowl for myself. But not you, because it's my custom to only do that for elders.
That's reasonable.
Maladwa is going to pour a glass of mead for herself. She'll see if anyone else wants any, but she's going to use prestidigitation to make it flavored like strawberry kiwi.
Okay. I would like to know, Bluebell is very curious, having not met dwarves before, whether or not this is normal dwarven behavior. Is there some sort of check I could do to get insight into that?
Oh, you asked.
You mean the female server hitting on the dwarven guy?
She tripped, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like she tripped.
Just insight.
I'm from a small village, but it's not that small.
You can do a straight up insight check.
What do you mean? It happens to me all the time. Both times.
I'm trying to decide if you sound more like Solid Snake or the guy from Gears of War.
No, I'm trying to.
I only got an 8. I don't think I insighted to any.
You think this is a magical night of mystery and intrigue?
Magical night.
I'm just stuffing my face waiting for the answer.
So now I'm convinced that this is just how dwarves act. Okay.
I'm very much convinced this is how dwarves act, so I'm gonna try this brand new ale.
It's the good stuff.
I remember my first beer. I was 8.
And Hilda's hovering. Hilda's hovering around. Like, she clearly is making excuses to stay nearby.
Yes. Do we need to pay you for this right now, Hilda, or are you?
Oh no!
Out?
Just you're good for it. I imagine a strong, manly dwarf like you with such a. And she touches one of your braided beard strands. Such a long, dexterous, strong beard, such as yours.
Sorry.
Bluebell just blinks a lot.
Smooth, man. Very
Bluebell
smooth.
blinks a lot and continues to silently eat their.
Oh, yeah. Malad was like.
Yep.
Bluebell's not sure how a beard can be dexterous, and it's taxing their brain.
I'm really resisting the urge not to throw Pete's beard under the bus one more time for how a beard can be dexterous. But that is one dexterous beard.
You like this thing? This takes some effort. That's what.
That's work. That is style. I'm loving how it's like multi-tone.
That is.
Well, this is my mustache right here. What you see on here, and then these are my children. Okay, so this is my older one. That's my younger one.
Nice.
And any other gray you might see in the beard is my wife. Whatever that might be. So just in case you're wondering what caused it, was those.
How it all worked
Oh
out.
yeah.
The red is the Scandinavian, the brown is the Greek. Anyway.
Oh wait,
So,
so I'm
if
eating.
you need help with
Yes,
lifting
you do.
things or strength or just general strong things.
Bluebell would like to take a moment away from blinking confusedly, put down their spoon, and look over at Hilda and exclaim, "This stew is delicious!"
Oh, thank
Thank
you. It's a family recipe. The trick is in the organ meats. You got to pound them with a hammer first.
You use a hammer to soften the meats first.
Oh, hun, we use hammers to soften lots of things.
Oh, I bet you're skilled with a hammer.
Oh, don't you know? And at that moment, the door is flung open.
Oh, thank God. All right.
Do they slam against the wall?
The door is flung open, and it slams against the wall, like, and there's a burst of water from it because all the water beads that had been on it just erupt. And a small boy, dwarven boy, is crying, and he's like, "Someone help me!" And he just kind of walks forward, and there's blood all over him. And he walks forward, and and the rain is pummeling outside.
Bluebell is over there in a flash, just ducking and diving
here.
through people's legs.
And he's just bawling. They got Sammy. They got Sammy. And he kind of clings to you, and like his snot pouring down into his little beard.
They're there, and I'm reaching up because this boy is probably still taller than I am.
Not by much.
Hold on, boy. You seem to be bleeding. Let me see if I can help fix you.
So look give me
See if that's his blood.
give me a perception check.
Okay.
For Bluebell or me?
If you're Dex, if you're gonna go and attempt some assistance, and Bluebell because you're right there.
Yep.
I only got a 10, so I'm focused more on catching his eyes and just having him breathe so he doesn't hyperventilate and pass out before he can give us some information.
And I'm at a 9.
You got a 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you see blood. There's a good amount of blood.
Yeah.
There's
right.
his face is covered in blood.
Sammy,
It's in his
where
beard.
was Sammy? Where were you and Sammy last?
Sammy and I were by the river on the east side of the village.
All right. Which side of the village is this on?
This is southwest.
This on the southwest side? So I probably did not pass that river. So I'm not quite sure where it is. So I'm going to turn around and look at... Oh, you're right here. Oh, fantastic. Do you know where the river is?
Which
Talking to
NPC
you,
is this?
I think it's talking to Chop Tank.
Okay. I'm assuming that I know this area.
I'm talking
Do I?
to Chop Tank.
Yeah, you know this area. Yeah. So I mean, you might
Oh,
not. You have. It's been a long time since you've gone through this particular village, but you know that there's definitely a river on the east side. It's more of a brook than a river, but to a small child, river, fine.
Yeah.
Is there
Is there
anyone?
a specific part of the river that you're at?
We were looking for nightfish. We just wanted to find some nightfish, and then, Sammy's entire belly was cut open.
By what? By
Is
what?
there anyone else to perceive around the dwarf child? Because I don't think I joined this group. I think I'm now situated at the bar, being able to look out the door. Like, do we see anything around him? Is there anything to perceive beyond just the boy crying who's bloodied?
Thunder and lightning.
Okay.
That's about it.
I'm
It's,
gonna
the
look
storm
around-
has progressed.
I'm going to look around the pub at other people that are eating, and I'm going to say,
Oh, they've all
where's the
stopped.
best place to go night fish hunting?
One of them kind of like stands up, and you see he's like got gnarled face, and he's like, he said he was near the East River. I know where these boys go fishing at the night for the East River. It's near Flinwick's place. You can't miss it.
place.
You go east, there's a road that'll bring you right to her house.
Fantastic. Chop Tank, do you know where that is?
I'm hoping I do. Do I need to roll to see if I know?
Just say yes. Just say yes.
yes.
It's all right. You're fine.
Hilda comes over, she's like, I know exactly where that is. I'll bring you right
all
there.
Ah, perfect, Hilda. Thank you.
And she goes and grabs like
Yes.
a cloak and pulls it over herself.
I run back to grab my cloak and swing it across myself.
I grab my cloak and I quickly follow behind the crowd here.
Excellent.
Can somebody here at the tavern take care of this boy? while
I
we
get
go
about
find
halfway
Scott.
back, and then I run back, and I hop up on the chair, and I quickly spoon the rest of the stew into my face.
Yes.
And then I drink as much of the mead as I can, and then I run back.
I look jealously back, wishing I had thought about that, but now the group's moving. There's just no
And then
time.
I'm out the door.
Chop
after
Tank,
Hill.
Chop Tank, a particularly large dwarf with very broad shoulders and very grizzled hands, stands up, and you see that he actually has a proper long beard, but he's not wearing any arms or armor. And you see like that right side development going on and the kind of left side weakness. And you can kind of deduce that he's a blacksmith of some type, and he has like a big hammer hanging around his neck. Very reasonable assumption. And he walks over and says, I've got him. It's fine. I'll take him right now. Come here, Mr. McGurk.
I'm gonna put a couple coppers on the table, make sure he gets a warm meal.
He nods to you and he says, listen, there's been a lot of strange things in the nearby wood lately. And he looks at your axe and he says, keep it handy.
Thank you, sir.
And you see like beneath his tunic that there's just the briefest color of clan colors hidden beneath his tunic.
Do I recognize the clan?
Clan McDougal. That's a proper Scottish name.
I just want
I'll come up with something more intelligent in the future.
Just a very
I'll change
quiet
that so
acknowledgement.
it's less
of
actually
his clan
Scottish.
colors. But a proud family, McDougal. Thank you for keeping them honorific today.
Aye. Just keep that axe ready, boy. All right, so you're heading out to the night.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, why not? All right, so it's raining cats and dogs. The wind is howling. There's thunder. There's lightning. Loud cracks as lightning just works across the sky, illuminating everything momentarily in that frozen portrait that occurs when lightning shatters. And you can see the village in those moments, just as the raindrops are pummeling the ground rhythmically. Large puddles have formed in the streets, which have become mud-like, and they pull at your boots as you're, I'm assuming, running, double-stepping.
I would definitely
as
go
fast as
with-
Hilda's going, because I think Hilda's the one in the lead.
Oh yeah, Hilda's
Right.
like
Dwarves
jogging.
are not known for long runs.
No, they're not known for their long runs. It's a small village. So she brings you forth through the
As we're
streets.
going along, though, I'm going to burst out in excited glee. Oh boy, this is just like the time prior Broken Branch faced off against that goblin horde.
I chuckle
Have
politely
some
while
fun.
looking around to see if there's anyone around us. It feels like we're walking into the open and just
Yeah.
kind of looking around, using those lightning strikes as opportunity to see like common points that someone might be hiding, and
Sure.
just trying to be aware of our surroundings while gleefully hopping along with Bluebell.
So the
I'm
near
also trying to be aware, because this seems like it's probably worse than stoats or even raccoons.
the nearby
Well,
forest
I
butts
wouldn't go
up.
that far.
The nearby forest basically butts up against the village, so the houses themselves are nestled amongst the trees. This is very much like it's not like a clearing or anything like that. It's very, ergonomic. It's holistic. It's ingrained in the nature itself, and there's lots of smaller kind of hovels and huts and buildings, and she leads you off the main thoroughfare, and you enter almost what looks like an animal path or track, and it's clearly worn by dwarven feet, but not much more, and it leads towards the easternly direction. And after a few moments, you can hear the babbling of a brook even through the rain. You can kind of hear that change in the sound of the water hitting as water hits water. And there is a two-story building. It's not small, it's not large. It's large for the village, but you wouldn't classify it as large if you were in a city or anything like that. Two-story building that is clearly built for dwarves as well. The door is ajar.
Not question. This is not the sort of branch. Does this look like the sort of brook that floods during torrential downpours?
It grows larger, but I wouldn't say it floods necessarily.
Okay.
And you see the door is ajar, and there is a small boy, and he's passed. and his stomach is ripped open. His face is clawed apart, and he's just kind of strewn across the way. And like I said, the door is open, and there's a massive scratch across the door.
Okay, so Meladra, upon seeing this, is like, oh my god, I've got to see this closer. So she gets down close to the body, and she wants to do an investigation to see if she can figure out what the heck this thing was that
Give it to me.
That kid apart.
Is there any light in the doorway?
There's no light. The house is dark.
How about a 25?
25. You see that there's clearly been some type of attack upon this small boy's person, and he exhibits the marks of what you would assume is some type of large animal. There are what you can only deduce are claw marks across the stomach, and that's what disemboweled him.
One thing I'm kind of curious about is there any sign that whatever attacked him came out of the water?
Well, for that, why don't you give me a survival check?
A what check?
Survival.
I also wanted to check for tracks, so I will
Give
help
it
with that.
advantage survival in that case.
All right. That would be well, I definitely got at least a 17. Yeah, 17 would be the highest.
Okay, so
Hopefully that was close to what you would be able to roll, Bluebell. So-
looking
Yeah.
around the area, you notice these large paw prints. And when I say large, I mean, larger than a human hand, very big treads, and they clearly have claw marks in them, and they look like roughly the size of the claws that disemboweled this poor child. And this is clearly some type of animal attack.
How
And
many
which-
pads?
You can discern 4 feet. One of the claws actually has been shattered, and you can see a piece of it embedded. You find Maladwa, you find a piece of it kind of in the mud.
She'll take it out and clean it off and ask, anybody know what this thing is? It looks like part of a claw that was broken off.
Who would like to make
Animals
a nature
are-
check?
Animals are not my forte. So,
If anyone
she's
feels
asking the
my
rest of the
forte.
group.
if anyone feels up to it, they can make a nature check.
Oh
I'll do
boy!
it.
If I'll help with it, but
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Yeah,
quite
hang
as
on.
good as
I got an 18.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's weird.
I was inspired by your belief in me. So,
By your belief in Sindrel. Thank you very much. It looks like some type of bear claw, but it's not like any bear claw you've ever seen before.
and I explained the rest of this to the group and said, okay, this is could be a bear, and except it's not a bear. Not sure what it might be.
oh
I
my.
remember my first bear. I was 8 years old. Oh, that was beer.
Oh, Hilda like grabs onto you, Chop Tank, and is like, "Oh, by the gods, that poor boy."
I'll
Did
ask.
you know this boy?
I'll ask.
Oh yes,
Oh.
it's just Sammy. He's such a nice lad. Oh,
While this is going
I
on,
think
I'd
I'm
like
gonna
to,
faint.
I'd like to start praying for Sammy.
I was gonna also ask. Well, I might have to wait because she's praying right now. I was gonna ask Bluebell if she was any good in the wilds in terms of tracking or anything like that.
No, that would have been more Peony, honestly. We all sort of have our own individual skills. Peony was always the one that was better with animals and plants and figuring out which star was which and all
I
that.
have some proficiency in tracking.
Oh, can you
Things.
see which way these tracks were going? Are they
Let
going in
me
the house?
take a
Are they
look
going
here.
away from the house? Or yeah.
Can I see tracks? Do I?
You need to do a
can I
survival
see
check.
tracks? Okay.
Can I help by pointing out to them? Or at least the ones that we had. in front of us.
Let's allow it to be the way he rolls his dice and see.
Yeah. It's an 11.
An 11. There's a lot of tracks around here. It seems like there's a lot of recent activity. And again, that door is flung ajar and scratched across.
A lot of what activity?
Recent.
Oh, I thought you said a lot of. I thought you said a lot of priest activity.
A lot of priest activity.
Oh.
Yeah, priests.
Not sure what that's about. Okay. So let's see.
And that's
We'll
how we get
we'll
famous.
ask-
Thank you very much.
We'll
Yeah,
ask.
the 7 o'clock show is not like the 10 o'clock show. All right. Tip your
We'll
waitress.
ask. We'll ask Hilda Hilda, is whose house is this?
Oh, it's Miss Flinwick. She's a widow. Oh, I hope she's okay. Do you think it's whatever did this inside the house? And she kind of is hugging Chop Tank. And Chop Tank, you feel her bosom all upon you.
That must be some armor.
Bluebell
All right.
is going to finish her prayers and is going to rest what's left of Sammy's arms across what's left of Sammy's chest.
Poor Sammy.
And close Sammy's eyes, whatever's left of them, and is going to step up and towards the door. Okay. And they are going to creep towards the door, and they're going to say, Miss Flinwick! Miss Flinwick!
There's no lights inside, right?
There are no lights, no.
Can we see anything inside with our dark vision?
Give me 1 second. We'll make this
Sure.
happen. So,
Can you press it?
I'll tell everybody to wait. Don't go in just yet.
Sorry, I have a second. I have to throw a scratch pad together.
Yeah.
All
I'm right on the threshold. I didn't open the door.
Oh, no, yeah.
Just
As you're opening the door, she's Maladroit's peeking through. If she sees any lights, she'll try to use prestidigitation to light them so we can actually see inside.
I'm just drawing this real quick as a scratch pad on roll
Okay.
20.
okay.
Nice.
Okay, that's good. And let me grab an NPC. And
Or say,
do. I don't know why Iron Maiden comes to mind.
Which one though?
Run to the Hills.
Hmm.
This'll do. Send that to a different layer. Oops.
basically, my prayer was to, of course, the flayed man, in recognition of Sammy and his youth, and hoping that he will have a quick and peaceful journey to Hexus.
Okay. Pressing buttons. Half a second.
Pressing buttons, doing things, pressing buttons, doing stuff, generating.
Generating
Articulate
splines.
Buttons.
Large.
I switched back over to roll 20. I assume we're probably gonna need to see that in a second.
Save changes. And we will switch over to roll 20 as well. Alright.
See, I like to think that with prestidigitation, the music we're hearing is created by Maladroit, so this is all
Love it.
actually diegetic sound. So,
Absolutely. Okay, so
get some theme music going.
I'm going to drag us over to this screen. And
Nobly.
Hey!
you will now see what is here, and it is not very fancy, but it is nice and simple.
Serves the purpose.
Should I see
It
the
serves
bear?
purpose. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And
All right, is that the door that I would have been in front of?
that is
The green
door.
part, I think, right? Yeah. Because I was right behind Bluebell.
Oh, the music intensity has increased.
So, as you get towards the door, and real quickly, just arrange yourselves in appropriate order.
I think that would be good, because Maladroit was trying to peek around Bluebell, and we're about the same height.
Give
so
me your spots, and
should
then
be-
we'll end up doing initiative.
How do you move your piece?
You should just be able to click it and move it and drag and drop it.
Did you ask to roll initiative, Andrew?
Not yet. Just get order, and then I'll have you roll for initiative. But I want to describe it
Okay.
first. So no,
Let me,
like,
just
I want to
refresh.
react and shoot things in the face. We're not doing that.
Right, okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it's not linking me to this character for
Let
some reason.
me press
Oh,
button.
maybe... Is he linked properly?
Determined by character settings.
I'm going to take this moment to get some more drink. I'll be right back.
You do that. Can be edited and be controlled by. That's why. Pete.
Hilda, I need you to hold my beer.
HMV while I take care of this.
Perfect.
Can you move now?
Yep, I can.
Excellent.
Leroy Jenkins.
Except you're not exactly in the best position to be our meat shield. So.
All right, I'm gonna throw us on a 5-minute break. Sound good?
Sure, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so all right, we're good on order then, yeah?
Yep.
Positional order, yes.
Positional order.
We have
Yeah, we
not
haven't
rolled.
rolled yet. All right, so
Yep.
Bluebell.
Is Hilda in my back or is Garius?
Darius.
I haven't thrown
Okay.
Hilda on the map. Assume Hilda's like off and is not going to engage in any combat.
Fair enough.
So Bluebell, you approach the door, and through the doorway you see, and this room is fairly dark, but there is a single candle burning in the far reaches of the room, and you see a woman, probably Miss Flinwick, which is the one that was identified by Hilda, and she's kind of cowering in the corner, and she's like, "No, don't come any closer, no." And there's a very large brown bear growling just this low.
And she is talking to the bear, right?
Yeah, and the bear's
Okay.
going, just showing its teeth and it's up on its hind legs in the room.
Wow. This is like prior Amethyst and the black bear of Golden Gulch.
On that note,
Oh, you know that one too. So,
roll for initiative.
oh, okay.
You know prior
There you go.
Amethyst Golden brand?
Of course, everybody knows that one. That's one of the best ones. All right, let's see. All right. Do we put it in ourselves?
If you put it in yourself, it would be appreciated.
I think I can do that, right?
You click on your character, and
Is it the right click?
I forget what you have to do.
Double click.
But I could also add you to the turn order, and if that helps. Here, wait. Let me.
Yeah, I think you have to add us to the turn order first,
Yeah.
and then we can
Okay.
change it. There we go.
I didn't generate a character on roll 20, so it's not going to let me.
It's cool.
push
Oh,
it.
okay.
But you can update your number. You should be able to enter the number yourself.
Got it.
Trying to.
Oh, strong mead.
There we go.
The real strong mean. That's when the game gets really fun.
That's when we know the DM's
Big hug.
really improvising right now.
Everybody has really good initiative.
Wow, this is...
Except for Chop Tank. So,
I don't think I'm going to be the one falling unconscious this round.
All right, Maladroit, you're first.
okay, so the door here. Sorry. The door here. How open is the door right now? Because Bluebell propped it open a little bit. Like, is it all the way open? Is it partially open? I'm just trying to think how much
Two-thirds
room I got to
ajar.
work with.
Two-thirds ajar.
It was ajar before. I pushed it about halfway open so that I could see inside and call out to Miss Flinwick.
Okay.
It's open enough so we can see her.
It is not going to be an obstacle to you to move through.
Okay. So what I like
I
to
know
do,
you.
I'm
And you.
Aubrey, my God, it's wonderful to see you.
Hi.
That's why she ran away. So, so what I was going to say is that question for the DM.
Yes.
I was reading up on the cantrip create bonfire, and there was a question about it in terms of whether or not it actually lights things on fire, because it doesn't actually state so in the spell description.
Interesting.
And some people were saying that if something can catch on fire, they will state it in the spell description.
They do usually specifically indicate it. And the same is true for monsters statistics.
Because, here it is. The bonfire ignites flammable objects in its area that aren't being worn and carried. Okay, got it. The inside of the house is flammable, I take it, right?
The floor maybe not. It's like a dirt floor. There are flammable objects in here per se, so you could put it on a flammable thing if you wanted, like a table.
No. I want to put it where it's not flammable. What I want to do is I want to use create bonfire. I'm going to ping. I'm going to put it like right in front of the bear here. Actually, and not actually on the bear. I'm not trying to burn the bear. I'm trying to create an obstacle between the bear and.
Got it. Just draw on the hex. Sorry, on the grid. Just draw like that square. Put a rectangle around.
Draw a shape.
A square on the square.
Can you see that?
Yeah, that's good. All right, there's your bonfire.
So that's where the bonfire is.
Bonfire ignites in the middle of the room, casting light across the entire space, which had been relatively dark before. Long shadows drawing from the gnarled face of the bear. You can see its its fur is matted and covered in the boy's blood. And it's a very large brown bear, and it's just menacing as all get go. Its eyes look back at you, and you just see that they're pale white. No pupil visible at all. And there's blood dripping from its teeth, its yellowed teeth.
No,
Okay.
that's not normal.
Okay, so that was my action, create bonfire. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my move action to bravely go over here. so,
Love it.
and then
Robin ran away.
actually, let's go one more square. There we go. Yeah.
Level 2 sorcerer has achieved safety.
And that will be my action.
All right, Bluebell.
All right. Bluebell. Hold on. Bluebell needs to, or rather, Bluebell player needs to figure out something about how Bluebell works.
And that is, as for an FYI, just for the DM, that is a concentration spell. So I have to
Okay.
keep concentration on.
Bluebell, let the bear get out. Move back, girl.
I am definitely interested in letting the bear get out. So
He's not gonna like that fight.
I am going to pull a dart from my bag of darts, and I am going to throw said dart at the bear while making quite a lot of noise and saying, "Hey, bear, over here, there's more of us. There's more of us over here." So let me roll an attack for my
Do it.
dirt. Does a 17 hit?
It does indeed.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna throw another dart. But I think hold on. I do not think. Let's see. Do I? Sorry.
If you do an attack with a monk weapon, you get another attack.
Yeah. I believe I get a second attack with my.
As long as there's another monk weapon, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I will take out another dart and I will fling that as well. I'll roll damage for the darts if they both hit afterwards. That one does not hit unless a 10 hits.
A 10 does not hit.
Okay, so I will roll.
You were off by 1. It's a bear.
Ooh.
It's big.
Off by 1 error is serious thing in engineering.
6 damage to the bear,
Okay.
and then I am going to continue waving my arms and just being loud. And I am going to, I'm going to move back to, because I want to stay in the bear's line of sight, and the door is probably opening towards that way. So I'm just going to move back here and just be like, bear, come here. Just waving my hands.
And
All
as
right.
a quick FYI, I was wrong about that. When you use an attack action with an unarmed strike or monk weapon on your turn, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Oh, okay. So it can't be another.
Yeah,
monk.
it can't be 2 monk weapons. I was wrong
Fine.
about that. I forgot about that.
Regardless,
All right.
the strike didn't
Remember that
matter.
going forward. That's why I was going to look it up. But
Yeah.
All right, so first dart flies out. I guess there's no second dart. First dart flies out and lands squarely in the fat of the bear. There's like a muscly jiggle as it hits the hide, and the bear roars up and turns towards you.
fantastic.
Garius.
That is the end of my turn.
Can I make it to the roof? Can I pull a straight up like ninja maneuver here? And
You could attempt
like
to
hard run
climb.
towards that wall.
You can attempt to climb
Yeah.
the to the roof. It's 2 stories, so like 20 feet.
Oh,
So
2 stories.
you need. What's your movement? I don't think you can make it.
No, it's 25. I think.
No.
How do I check distance?
I think your
Just-
climb
is it-
speed's half, isn't it?
Yeah.
His move, his move is 25 feet per round. So you could go 20 feet if you went like here and then here.
Yeah, it's
here.
climbing costs 1 extra foot per foot.
Yeah. So you could
Gotcha.
you could reach there and you can climb up 3 feet basically.
I'm thinking. I just want to. How do I signal on this? Is it
Click with the left button. Hold down with the left mouse button.
Oh, there. Yeah. So I'm gonna end up I think I'm just gonna end up going. Is there a way to check your distances without moving your guy?
Yeah,
So
there's-
somebody-
There's a fourth box down. Is a ruler.
Oh. Okay. So yeah, I want to move basically here. And I will now go to pulling this. I'm not going to take an attack action. I'm going to move here, and I'm going to attempt to basically just put myself in a position where when the bear comes out, he's not going to notice me, if possible.
Well,
So I'm up
try to
against the
hide.
wall, and I'm doing my best.
So
to stay
real
completely
quick.
hidden
So
from
you
the bear.
use your movement to get there. You can use your action to then hide.
So yes, I'm hiding.
We'll say there's some appropriate shrubberies around the house. So give me a stealth check.
It is
Okay.
dark out with rain.
It's a bear.
I got. Wait a second. I got an 8, but I feel like that's what my +5. But I feel like I have a racial ability that.
Yeah. The halflings
doesn't
can
halflings
reroll
have
ones.
If you roll
But
the
they
1,
can't
you could
re-roll.
re-roll a 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
If you rolled
so,
an 8, I think that's pretty much what you got.
Yep.
Well, aside from your hide bonus.
Okay. So then I got an 8. I'm guessing. That's
Okay.
probably not good.
You're like, I'm so well hidden. I know kung fu. But everybody sees you pretty much. So, but you don't know that.
Okay.
All right, brown bear's
And I'm
turn.
done.
Good that we got the bear's attention.
Yeah. 40 foot speed. 5, 10, 15, 20. And it's going to gore the first person that's near it. All right.
Is that Garius, I guess?
Oh boy. I would turn to say I'm facing him. Oh yeah, this is how I ended it, by the way. So we're
Cool.
us facing the door, so he comes out.
All right, AC of 14, 8 hit points.
you
Bear
sure
makes
fooled
2
him.
attacks, 1 with bite, 1 with claws.
2 attacks?
Yep.
Okay. I thought it was 3 attacks at first. That's good. It's only 2.
And the first one's a hit. And the
Okay.
next one's a hit. So this will be fun. All right, let's roll for damage.
It's gonna be a short game, my friend.
Yeah, you might go down right here. Yeah, you're going down. Let's see.
Oh, good timing for the music.
Bum bum bum.
15 points of damage. The bear runs out and immediately sees Garius, who thinks he's
That's a
hiding
bear.
extremely well, and just opens these jaws already coated in blood, spittle shooting out, and clenches the stomach of Garius, ripping and rending, and intestines just begin pouring out, and Garius begins grasping at them, and as he's grasping at, a claw comes over his face and just tears his face into shreds, and he goes down hard on the ground, unconscious.
Okay.
Mistakes were made.
Chop Tank!
Ow.
Of course, Chop Tank is like, why did they always run in front of me?
No, I'm just glad I'm not the first one to go down.
Whew.
All right, oh, so yeah, it's me.
Yes. You just saw your compatriot gored in front of you.
Yep. I am going to take a step up, shield and axe in hand, and take a swing at this thing.
You hear,
One more
"Oh, be
swear.
careful!" from Hilda.
You saw what he did to your wee friend.
Gotta move up a
And
little
the
bit
halfling.
diagonal.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, that's a miss.
What'd you get?
What'd you get?
Not a 1.
Not a
What'd you get?
one. Not a one.
2.
2. Oh. No,
Yeah,
no,
you take your axe and you heft it, and you swing at the bear, and its mighty paw just slaps the side of your axe head, making you miss completely. Anything else, Chop Tank?
No, I think I'm just gonna slowly make my way over with shield in hand. See if I can make it to you, Garius.
So you're gonna move the
Wait,
last
can
5
you-
feet?
I think you still have enough movement to do that, right? Because you only move like 5 feet. You can still move the rest of the way right next
Yeah,
to
you can move right here.
Okay.
Because you don't provoke attack.
No, as long as you stay within the engagement distance.
Yeah, I'm still in counter. Okay.
Maladroit,
Okay.
s'il vous plaît.
A question for the DM.
Of course.
This is thing is that would you normally when she is traveling she has mage armor up, but did you want me to actually spend a spell to cast mage armor?
Yeah.
Armor because I. Huh?
Definitely spending a spell. Yes.
Well, I mean in terms
spell
of like
slot.
normally she would do that when she's traveling. It lasts for 8 hours. But would I need to cast that right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what she's doing. She's casting mage armor on herself to give her better armor class.
Wait, Grapsis, do you mean use the action, or do you mean
use
spell slot?
use the action and use the spell slot?
Yeah. So that's what I thought. So yeah, she's using one of those spell slots to cast mage armor. I'll hit the cast for that. And with that in mind, let's look to see where everything's at here. She is going to go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Your map is not big enough for her to continue her incredible tactics of running away. So, I guess what I'll do is, because there's, like the classic games, there's an invisible wall here. I will probably go right here, as far away as I literally can get.
Fair.
So, for right now.
I'll move the turn over.
And then that would be my move and my action. So I've got my mage armor up.
Okay. Bluebell. It is your turn.
Maladroit, where are you going?
Getting to range.
Bluebell calms herself. She focuses, and she feels the warm and guiding hand of Lord Sindrel from beyond the veil. She's going to come into contact with the bear, and she's going to say, "You killed Garius. That's not how it's supposed to be. Garius was even younger than I am, and it wasn't his time." Which really isn't up to her, but she's having a bit of an emotional time right now. So she's going to sock the bear twice. She's just gonna run up to it. She's gonna just kick it, just straight kick, and then she's gonna punch it as well.
Sounds like a good plan.
So 23.
That hits.
Again, and a 5, which does not hit.
Not
Oh,
so
wait,
much.
A 7, which also doesn't hit.
Still no dice.
Yes, exactly. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But wait, aren't you advantage?
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
because Garius is down.
No, but Chop
I'm
Tank.
not.
No, it
Chop
has
Tank is,
to be on a diagonal. You have
Oh.
you have to be able to draw a line from character to character, like
But wouldn't that be true?
no. This would be over here.
yeah. I would have. I
Okay.
If you no, I'll let you redact
Well, I'm
that
just kind
movement.
of curious. So this would be a advantage attack right here.
Yeah,
right?
I'll let you redact that movement if you want, though. It's no big deal.
Why, I'm just wondering, why is this one not a? This one should be an advantage.
No,
attack.
that one is for where Garius is. That's it.
Yeah, so it's a wonky part of the rules. It's in the DM.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I thought it was through the center point.
Maybe
Okay.
that was
No,
third,
it's not through the center
3.5.
point. It's
Maybe
across.
it was
It's
3.5.
across.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So So from here, then I'm advantaged.
Yes.
So that 2 would have been for, or that 7 would have been for the 23. So that's not it. Really? Those miss as well.
Sad days.
All right. So just the 1 attack hits. I am having thoughts about these dice. 4 points of damage.
Well, 4 points is better than 0 points. Yeah, you kind of just come over and you send a hook into the side of the bear's jaw, and you feel that nice clack as it's dislocated and it pops back, and you see a tooth shoot out the side, and blood kind of works down its fur, and it looks at you, but it doesn't look like you did that much damage.
Right. I don't think that I have the ability to disengage as a bonus action yet. So I am just going to have to stay. Well, I mean, yeah, I'll just stay here, I guess.
Sounds good.
And that way, hopefully Chop Tank can do some work, and Maladroit can do whatever it is that Maladroit is doing.
This is the best part, Garius. Give us your first death save.
God, I hope we don't die here. Okay. I got a 16.
I am
You
praying,
save.
I'm praying under my breath.
You only need 2 more to become stable.
Only 2 more above 10, right?
Yes.
2 more
10
above 10.
10 or
to
10
better.
or
only
above.
be on the unconscious.
10 or better.
10 or better
Yes.
to just be
You actually have a
unconscious.
better than 50% chance.
All right,
Yeah.
Dex, I'm going to let
Let's
you
just
make the
hope chair
call.
doesn't eat me.
Odds or evens,
All right.
Dex?
A little bit of a rule check. If I disengage with the bear and try to heal Garius, that's an attack of opportunity on me.
Well, if you use the disengage action, no.
But I thought, wait, even trying to heal, does that provoke an
No.
attack of opportunity?
No,
You don't-
that's
you don't-
3rd edition.
You don't have to disengage to heal.
No, you could just heal. But it's not your turn. What I'm asking is odds or
Their
evens.
turn.
Oh, odds.
All right, it's going to attack Bluebell.
I mean, it was going to be bad either way.
First attack misses, second attack hits.
What was the second attack?
Do you want to know what it was?
I no, I know.
A
it was above.
25.
Wow, that's a lot for
Yeah.
for a bear.
For a bear.
It has a plus.
Possessed bear.
It has a plus
One
6 to
badass
hit.
bear.
They usually don't top out after 20. So.
13 points of damage. It goes to bite you, and you just kind of move out of the way. And as you move out of the way, that claw just smacks into the side of your face, and you feel it just tearing through your flesh.
Oh,
So I am down.
Wow.
Also down.
Yeah, 13 points of damage. That's gonna, yeah.
It's a good amount.
Yeah, that's more than the first player character usually has. So. Well, we met our new friends, and we welcomed them to the fold.
As I lose consciousness, as the world dims to a smaller and smaller circle, I say a brief prayer to Sindrel in Halfling.
Excellent. Yes, you do that. So basically, some words just escape Bluebell's mouth as she's just kind of falls to the ground, and you see like a puddle of blood just escaping, and there's bone, and there's viscera, and her throat. You just notice that there's a wound on her throat that you hadn't noticed before, just large claw marks, and the jugular's pulsing as her lifeblood escapes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chop Tank, our hero.
All right, I'm going to try to cure wounds on my friend Garius. So I reach over and touch you, and you get 10 points back.
is that?
Nice.
Do I become alive now?
Yeah, you're stable.
Awesome. So I'm guessing I give myself 10 health then because I'm at 0 here.
Yes.
All right.
And I buckle down, because see what comes next. Oh, actually, I can still move. You know what? I'm going to stay right where I am. I have a reason. But I will get to you, Bluebell.
So Gary's is back up, right?
Yes.
Did you say that he has a 1 level exhaustion on him?
No, I do that after your second time being down.
Okay, got it.
I've been contemplating making it on your first time being down because I think it kind of actually makes sense, but I'm not going to do it for this session until I make that an official announcement.
Sure. All right, so I think that comes up to me, right?
Yes, Maladroit.
Okay, Maladroit is going to go ahead and she's now technically, she would continue to move back, except the map is not big enough. Can I just say that she
Sure.
moves 25 feet away? Sure. Because she's a ranged attacker, and she's going to use magic missile to attack the bear.
Do it to it.
All three of those automatically hit, so
Yep.
those are going to be 3 d4s.
Hmm.
And where did the d4s go? That's right, I'm missing. Here it is. Okay, so the first two. That is 5 points, and then the last one hits for another 3 points. That's 8 points of damage.
All right.
Of force damage.
So you fire off your magic missiles, and they hammer into the side of the bear, and you smell the scent of burning fur, and you see just fat kind of bubble where the two missiles impact, and the bear kind of rises up on his hind legs and crashes back down to the ground shaking momentarily, and the bear looks like it hurt it, but the bear is still up and still has a good amount of health. It's
a big bear.
It's not that beat up overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Bluebell, give us one of those beautiful saving death throws.
All right. This is death throw, so I'm going to do that with my Syndrell dice.
Hey,
Is it plus con or just by itself?
just by itself.
By itself. You say 16?
Yeah.
Your first
Oh, yeah.
save. Garius, you are up.
Your god favors you.
So, yeah. Can I change? Like, I have my daggers equipped. Is it possible to change my weapon and still attack, or is that the action?
You can change weapons willy-nilly. It doesn't involve any type of action. It's free.
Well, then I'm gonna equip my rapier here, away from my daggers, because I can only swing one of them, so it doesn't really help me in this. I think, right?
Well, they're daggers. You could swing both of them. The second one without
Oh,
proficiency. The second one is for damage. You don't. What is it? For damage, you don't add anything to it. It's just a straight roll,
I
right?
think it is.
I forget offhand.
It's my 2-weapon fighting, right?
Yeah. Because technically everybody has 2-weapon fighting.
It's a
It's
bonus
just that if you
action.
take the feat, you get the bonus.
You don't add your ability modifier to damage on the bonus attack unless
Right.
the modifier is negative.
There you go.
Okay. So then I have 2 daggers in my hand, and definitely not backing down. So I'm gonna attack the bear. I think I get sneak attack because Chop Tank's right next to me and is in combat with the bear as well.
You got it.
So that's extra damage. So first I got to hit, right?
Yes,
So
first you have to hit.
First I got to hit. I get +5 on these rolls. So I'm gonna roll with my first dagger, my main hit. I get a 10.
10 does not hit. You go with the
Yeah,
dagger
no.
and just grazes off of fur.
And I'm going for bonus dagger. Hopefully it's gonna catch me as I miss with the first dagger right into his something. I rolled a 19, so that was a 24 with
That one
the
hits.
bonus attack.
That one you don't add your modifiers to.
Oh, okay, so it's just 19 for the
But
bonus
you
attack.
do get your sneak attack because your sneak attack applies to whichever one hits once.
Deal extra damage, 1/6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack. So I roll a d4 +3 for the damage. Okay. All right, and that's 3, and then a 1d6 is bonus, which is a 4, so 7 points of damage.
7 points
It
of
looks
damage.
like.
All right, so you go in with the dagger. The first one, again, just kind of glances off that fat. And as that happens, you take the second one and just kind of impale it into the bear and pull it out. And there's a giant kind of burst of blood as you do so. And you can see it tear through not just the coat and not just the layer of fat, but into the muscle itself. And the bear roars. But it's still up, it's still fighting, but it looks like it's a little bit bloodied now.
Can I? Now I'm guessing I can move. No, he'd be able to attack.
get an
me. So
attack
I'm just gonna
opportunity.
stay there then. I'm just gonna hunker in and hope to God he misses the next one.
All right, brown bear. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, and on a 4, I'll reroll. All right, 1 bluebell. Oh wait, no, you're down. Oh shit, I count that. That still could happen. Sorry, bluebell. And it's gonna hit. All right, Bluebell. I'm not giving a roll for damage. You take 1 death save failure, and who's gonna
Well,
be this?
technically,
Not 2?
that'd be 2
Yeah.
death
Oh,
saves.
two. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you're at 2 fails, 1 success, and
Yes.
sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Forgot. And then
Yes,
who's
thanks.
gonna be next? 1, 2,
We
3.
like to help our compatriots.
Darius. And that's a miss. So the bear goes to swipe at you, Darius. Basically,
Wait. Hold on. If he's swiping at Garius, I'm going to react with protection. The bear has disadvantage because he's within 5 feet of me.
it missed already. Does it say whether you get to know if the roll beforehand?
Oh, okay. I just wanted to declare protection. on the
Usually you have to declare it before you know the outcome.
Okay, it depends on the exact thing. So like shield, I think, for example, lets you know the roll beforehand, the raw roll.
bear. Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's a miss
No, this is
anyway.
just- yeah.
So basically, you see the bear take a bite out of Bluebell, who's already on the ground, goring out the intestines, really ripping into the chest cavity, and then turn, mouth frosting with blood, and swipe at Garius. But Garius just manages to sidestep as the swipe goes nearby. Chop Tank, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to bless my 3 compatriots.
Am I within range? I'm pretty far away.
Let's see. What is the range on this?
Maladois another 25 feet away beyond where
30 feet. Wait,
I'm out of-
how far are you?
I'm like a
gazillion.
50 feet away at this point, 60 feet
I
away.
am blessing myself.
What about
So,
Gary?
Bluebell.
Bluebell is dead. Can you bless a dead person? Or not dead, but can you bless? Why not? Right?
Why not?
I can bless whatever I want.
The
I didn't
mead.
get a certain. I could keep Bluebell from turning into a zombie. So Bluebell, on your next saving throw, you can add a D4.
Ooh.
And also for Garius, saving throws or attack rolls, you can add a D4 if you want. It's up. It's
I don't
good
know
for
if-
the next minute.
I don't know if I'd be able to. I don't know if I'd be able to yell out in time because it's not my turn yet. But I would probably yell to Chop Tank, heal Bluebell.
I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
Anything else, Chop Tank?
I'm actually going to move over to Bluebell.
Okay. No problems.
I'm going to go all the way here.
to try to get flanking.
Yep.
All right, you're good. Ooh, this is gonna come down to a roll, isn't it? Maladois. That
Okay.
suspense is killing me.
Maladois is far enough away. She doesn't have to keep moving back anymore. And she's probably going to actually go ahead and for this next one, she's just going to, from where she's at, she's going to go ahead and try to. How bad does the bear look at the moment?
I mean, it's covered in scorch marks. It has knife
Yeah.
wounds. Fur is hanging off of it.
There's nothing I can do to get
Jaws
him down before Bluebell has to make another death throw. I'm going to go ahead and just try the firebolt cantrip. I'm going to move. I'm going to move a little bit closer. Basically, let's see. I'm about 45 feet away. I'm going to move to within 60 feet,
Okay.
and then I'm going to use the firebolt. So this is I have to do an attack roll on this one. +5 is 19 to hit.
You hit.
Okay.
Yes.
And D10. How about 1 point of damage?
Wow. All right. What you all see is Maladois begins moving her hands, and runes appear spontaneous in the air, red, burning with fire, and there's heat just kind of emanating from them, and then they coalesce in a fireball, and the fireball is minuscule and kind of shoots off like a tiny little flaming firework and lands on the fur of the bear, just kind of singeing it.
Gary
So-
just looks in just utter amazement.
Well, you would because I
Level
forgot to
2
mention
magic.
that her somatic component are K-pop dance moves. So
This is the thing.
so it looked beautiful, but yeah, that was it. So she did her move. She did her shot. She's done.
All right. Bluebell.
Good luck, Bluebell.
Bluebell, this is for
Come
Come on,
all,
Bluebell.
+4
all,
to the roll.
D4.
all the moments.
plus a D4. Plus D4.
Plus D4.
14.
Oh!
Whew, so you're 2 and 2.
Yeah.
I am 2 and 2.
Shoo-hoo-hoo.
Garius.
There's only one thing to do, and that's to attack.
There's
Stab
only
him in
one
the
thing
eyes.
to
Full
do.
heartedly with both daggers. Now does the bear have some sort of disadvantage, or do I have advantage?
You
due to the
have
fact that-
advantage.
You have advantage.
On your attacks,
Meaning I
you have
can-
advantage.
So I can roll twice, and I take whichever one.
You roll
And
two,
you're
The
also
highest.
blessed.
You roll
wanna take the
2d20.
highest.
and you take the higher.
Well, yeah, okay, got it. I take the higher. All right, so let's get this party started here, shall we? I'm gonna roll the first dagger.
Okay,
Primary attack is come on. Oh wait, I get to roll twice. Thank God, because
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
one was horrible. Oh, it's the same thing twice. Okay, that was 11 on the first one.
You also
That
get a
hits.
D4.
11
Oh, I get a
hits.
D4.
11
Hey, I get
hits.
a
Don't
D4.
even roll it. It's fine. 11
Oh,
hits.
All right. Okay, and now I'm gonna roll my secondary dagger, which is a 20.
That hits.
Plus 5. Okay, so I hit with both daggers.
Yes.
So main damage, and I can apply the bonus damage to. Oh, actually, the second one was just a 15 because I don't get my hit. So I can apply the bonus damage just to one of those attacks, right? The sneak attack once per
Yeah,
turn.
your
you may
sneak
deal an
attack is
extra-
only on the first one that hits is the way to think about it.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
your first
So-
one you get to add your ability modifier, your proficiency, and the sneak attack. The second one, there's no ability modifier that gets to be added.
Understood. So when I see here 1d plus 3, did D&D Beyond take in my proficiency modifier for the weapon?
Yes.
Yes.
It does. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so for the first weapon, I've got my D4, which is 4, plus my D6, which is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 points of damage on the first dagger, and then the
Nice.
second dagger is 7 more points of damage, 4 with a plus 3 on
Look
the
at
weapon.
you. All right, let's.
I'm exhausted.
Sorry, this all goes into a spreadsheet where I do things like keep track of who kills what. Garius,
So
you look at this bear, which has gored you and rended you, and gored and rended your friend, and
not good with this.
You just-
I'm angry.
you just lose it. You just feel this primal berserker rise up in your halfling self. And you just run at the bear, and the first dagger, you just kind of take it like an ice pick and just slam it into the side, and you kind of lift yourself off the ground. And as you lift yourself off the ground, you smash the second one into the spinal column of the bear, and you feel the hit of bone and separation, and you just climb on top of the bear, and everybody, you see Garius riding on top of the bear now, and the bear rises up, and you rise with it, and you're just hanging on by these two blades, and you take it again, bring it up, and you just slam it all the way to the hilt in the skull of the bear, and the bear falls to the ground, and as it falls to the ground, you tumble backwards to standing, and the bear's blood runs down your blades, and it is dead, and we are out of initiative.
All right.
Woo!
Bluebell,
Let's check
I'm gonna
on
heal you.
Bluebell.
Yeah, let's heal Bluebell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bluebell, I'm going to give you 10 hit points by laying on my hands.
Just like Mr. Miyagi.
Gotcha.
Welcome back to the living.
Why, thank you.
Truly, your God smiles upon you.
Truly.
Hilda runs over to Chop Tank. She's, oh, you are so brave!
Yes, I bravely blessed, as I tend to do.
And Maladroit is going to investigate the corpse of the bear.
Yeah. Bluebell also runs over to the bear but isn't necessarily investigating. Well, no. I'll help you. No, I'm not necessarily investigating. I'm just so excited about this. Like, oh my god. When I get back to the village, Peony is going to be so jealous that I saw a bear, that we killed a bear. Oh my god. I mean, one time we saw a bear and the village had a serious thought about moving.
Gary sits down and grabs a piece of bread from his pack and just starts eating.
18 on the investigation roll.
All right, looking over the corpse of the bear, you find two distinct things that are unusual for a bear. The first is that there's a handprint on the bear in some type of paint, and it's yellow. You
We
recognize
saw this
this.
before. You told us before. This was the last time. Those guys. I put the handprint on my face and tried to pass myself off as them, and they didn't fall for it. It was very rude. I remember that. Does anyone recognize what this thing is for? I can't remember off the top of my head. Like who this was supposed to be.
You don't know.
Okay.
Can I make like a religion check about it?
Why not? It's a very high DC.
Wait, one question.
You as a
before he
player
goes.
know what it is because you're from the Thursday night campaign.
But
Yeah,
just one
sure.
thing, I don't know if this would help Bluebell or not, but in the last time when we were talking to that one guy, didn't he mention something about like that note that we had where he talked about we're doing this and so? I would relay that to Bluebell as well in case that would help in any way.
So what Maladois is saying is that there's a note that Maladois, Chop Tank, and some other compatriots who aren't here found that said there was some type of dark conspiracy against the university, the College of Hidden Letters, perpetuated by something. And there may have been a note, I forget, about something called the Devastations.
Okay.
Roll well, my friend.
We'll see. Ooh. I got a 23 total, nat 20.
Nice. Excellent. All right. Well,
Not 20. Hey.
looking at this handprint and the coloration of the handprint, you kind of have a moment. You're like, well, I think I remember reading about this mythological event where the world is basically torn asunder by warring parties. Something having to do with a bestial presence, and each one of the warring armies has a different handprint with a different color that emblazons their soldiers.
I relate this to the rest of the party, and I say, unfortunately, I don't remember the entire story or how it ended or exactly what was done by the heroes because, well, really, I mean, I'm more of a fan of Prior Broken Branch. When I was little, my uncle Matt, they called him a traveler. But my uncle Matt, he used to read me all the Broken Branch stories, and I read a lot of other stuff too, especially while I was studying to be, to spread the word, the good word of Lord Centrell. And this was, I'm sure it was in one of the books. Maybe I'll remember a little bit more later, but for right now, all I remember is that this has something to do with the end times. There is a way to stop it. However, we should expect that if we're seeing this handprint and it's real, and it's not some sort of elaborate hoax by somebody who happens to know a lot about arcane history and I guess has also studied a lot of religious texts. That would be weird. But anyway, so long as it's actually true, then we'll probably see other colors as well, and there should be several armies or more armies, maybe dozens of armies, I forget, that are going to be fighting each other. And yeah, something end times, something save the world.
Find the
Awesome.
cheerleader, save the world.
Oh, I need mead.
All right,
Today is a good day. So
Matt. The second
we
thing,
learned something new.
But I don't know why they would do this to a bear.
the second thing Maladois finds is buried beneath the fur. You find a necklace, and as you kind of detach the necklace, you notice that horrifically there are fingers attached to this necklace. Dwarvish fingers.
No, this is a little macabre for jewelry, wouldn't you say? I pull it off and show it to the rest of the group.
Oh,
My
gods!
That is exactly like the time that Prior Broken Branch fought the goblins of Cavern Gulch.
Nice.
I'm a little saddened by this.
Hey, Chop Tank, any idea what this would be about? There's a bunch of dwarven fingers out here.
I'm sure there are dwarves that go with it. But I doubt they're still alive.
Some sort of enchantment? You're the Arcanist. Do you know?
Sure, I could try a Arcana check.
At that point, you hear the whimpering coming from inside the cottage.
Oh yeah.
God, Miss Flindwick. I run inside the cottage.
Well, hey, the map was off. Okay, so
Fair.
Andrew, real quick question.
What's up?
I know in the last adventure I picked up a magical skinning knife. What did that give me? That gave me the ability to skin proficiently,
to
or
perfectly skin any creature, I believe.
I'm gonna skin this bear.
All right, it's gonna take some time, but
That's fine.
There may be some time.
People deal with what's going on in there.
I'm gonna follow Bluebell in to see what's going on with.
so yeah, Chop Tank kind of sits down, takes out this knife and oils it real quick and pulls on a big chunk of bear flesh and begins separating the fat from the skin.
As I come inside the house and I rush over to Miss, I rush into the house, but then I slow down and I start slowly walking towards Miss Flindwick, and I say, Miss Flindwick.
She's just shivering
down.
with like,
The bear is gone. The
There was a
bear is
bear.
gone. I need you to look at my eyes, Miss Flindwick. Can you look at my eyes? I need you to breathe with me. As I get closer to her and I take her hands, I start speaking directly to her mind. And I say, Miss Flindwick, it's all right now. The bear is gone.
It's
And we're
gone.
doing this completely silently, just speaking in our minds. And I'm staring into her eyes and I'm asking her to breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and just calm yourself. The bear is gone. It is a beautiful summer day. Can you imagine a beautiful summer day for me?
No, it's lightning and thunder
Can I try
outside.
to persuade her to imagine a beautiful summer day?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and roll.
That was only a 9, so I guess it's not working.
She's like,
But I'm gonna keep working on her with the breathing.
I feel like my heart is gonna pound out of my chest.
It's
Can I-
not.
is she a dwarf? Is she a dwarf?
Of course, she's a dwarf.
She is a dwarf.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Chop Tank for some mead to give to her.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Good idea.
Let's send her some
Well,
mead.
I'm going
Get
to
some mead, and then I'll bring it over to her while he's talking to her and say, "Here, drink this, ma'am."
That it will rest firmly in her chest. That the blessing of Lord Cinderella is upon you, and that you are going to be fine.
Speaking of
Does she take the
mead,
drink?
Breathe with me.
Well-
I let go of one of her hands so she can take the cup of mead, and that she can drink the cup of mead. But I'm going to stay with her. I'm just going to cup her hand in my much smaller hands, and I'm going to keep looking up at her into her eyes, and I'm just going to keep speaking to her telepathically and having her breathe with me and calm down. I'll just stay with her for 10 minutes or so, however long it takes to get her into a more restful position.
Oh, thank you, lass. It's not every day that a bear comes into your home like that.
I know. One time my village saw a bear, and we seriously considered moving the entire village.
Oh, I can understand, especially if there's a bear like that.
Right. That was a very strange bear.
She begins playing with her beard. She's like, oh, there's something foul about it, isn't there not? It's like it's... She kind of moves closer to you, taking your hand. She's like, it's like it's magical or something. Witchcraft, maybe.
It was magical, Miss Flindwick. I'd like to stress the past tense. The bear no longer is.
You don't know how many more there could be out there?
We don't, but what we do know is that we can take a look for more of them in the morning.
She takes a long
think
swig of her
in-
mead.
I think in the meantime, it would probably be in your best interest to come back with us. Do you have anything here inside that you'd like to gather up?
She grabs you and pulls you close. And just so she's kind of like, her mouth to your ear, and you can feel her hot breath against your face, and you can smell the mead. This isn't the first mead she's drank tonight. And she says, I think Daisy did it. She's a dark sorceress, that one she is.
All right, so mentally who walked in with me?
Maladwa brought in the mead.
Oh, okay, but you also walked in, right, Garius? Okay.
Yep, Garius is right there with you.
So mentally to Garius, I'm going to say, hey, don't freak out. I can talk to people inside their heads. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to move Sammy's body somewhere. We're going to have to carry it back, but I really don't think that Miss Flinwick can take the sight of it right now. And she's only at the one door. And then out loud to Miss Flinwick, I'm going to say, who's Daisy?
Daisy. She calls herself an herbalist, but we all know she's a witch. And she knows I've been diddling Belfast Dendale, and she's had her eye on him for months.
Well, sure, but I mean, a bear seems like overkill. A bear is a lot of trouble to catch.
She pulls you close. She's like, she's a witch. Doesn't need to catch no bear. She could have cast a spell. I bet you'll find some type of witch charm on that beast.
Oh.
Well, we've got a trained arcanist with us, and I point to Maladwa, and I say, and we'll be sure to take a look. But again, I think it would be best if you gathered up what you'll need for the night, and we'll put you up in the inn for now so that you're around more people.
Is your trained alchemist a small child? A wee lass?
Hello, how are you?
Is that a 7-year-old girl?
Oh, thank you very much. I actually aged quite a bit in my last battle.
Are you a gnome?
Yes, of course I am.
There haven't been gnomes in these parts for 300 years. Where did you come from?
Times are changing.
Oh, bears and gnomes and witches. It's all too much.
Quite a day for me as well, Miss Flinwick. Why, I haven't actually met a gnome before, or a dwarf. I've met 2 entirely new types of people today. It's quite fabulous, actually.
Listen, lass, you sound like a good lassie, but you have to understand, it's really simple. Bears don't just come out of the wood like this and attack homes. There has to be some reason.
We are certainly going to check on Daisy. Least of all, because perhaps Daisy's been targeted by somebody from outside as well.
Oh, that sussy knicker.
If the root of cause of this, then we will find out. But right now, my goal is to get you somewhere safe, and safe means with more people.
Okay, fine. Okay, all right. I hear you. And she kind of like begins grabs like a couple of things, and that's the first moment where she notices.
Has anybody moved Sammy?
Yeah, so I go out to Chop Tank and I tell him, let's turn this bear skin into a sack so we can carry Sammy back to the town.
Sure thing.
Or at least let's get him covered or something, so that way we can get her out and we can.
I've seen more makeshift funerary shrouds. Sure.
Yeah.
All right, as
around.
Miss Flinwick kind of walks out, she stops momentarily. She's like, "Oh, and who is this lad?" And looks at Chop Tank, and she walks over and she's like, "You must have been the one to kill the bear, were ya?"
I get that a lot, but no.
And she kind of reaches into her bag and she pulls out this muffin and hands it to you. Muffin.
Oh, okay.
She's like,
Bluebell's initial impression of dwarves is reinforced.
yeah. And she says, it's probably been a long time, judging by your stature and your manliness and your armor, that you've had one of these. And she hands you a dwarven homemade muffin, which, by the way, for the rest of you, looks like it's a rock. This is indeed a magic item. It's consumable. One consumption of it gives you one long rest, but you have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Right now, because I would love to eat this right now. I've built up quite the hunger.
Go ahead and give me a con save.
All right.
While he's doing that, is there
I
actually
think I've got a
anything,
resistance to poison.
is there anything interesting about the necklace? Does it look like some kind of a charm, or does it look like
It does
a bunch of
indeed
gory fingers?
look like some type of charm. Well, give me an Arcana check and let's see if what knowledge we can discern.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20? Yeah, you're good.
Yep.
You know, you taste it. It tastes like home. Like Mama used to make. Your teeth hurt a little bit from chewing through it because it tastes like it's made of steel. You have that coppery taste, in fact. But yeah, you've had the equivalent of a long rest.
Woohoo.
Nice.
Very nice.
Just
Wow,
you.
that's amazing.
No one else can
20
consume this, just for the record. Maladois?
Yeah.
25 on the investigation.
Indeed, this is
Or
some
Arcana,
type of
Arcana.
some type of telepathic cognitive link that was used by somebody to control this bear.
Oh, how about that? That explains a lot, by golly. I will relate that to not with Mrs. O'Connell, whatever her name is, around the thing, but to the others.
Fair point.
Flindwick and Hilda.
Flindwick, yes. So basically to like Bluebell, hey, she was right. So, it's just some kind of telepathic charm that somebody was controlling the bear with.
Does that mean that whoever was controlling the bear knows about us?
I don't know if they know about us, but it's probably a good chance because that bear was attacking us. I don't know if it's clairvoyant. I don't know if they could see through or could they hear through the bear, or if they just told the bear, go in and attack the woman, go attack the boy, cause havoc. You know about the Yellow Hand Mark. I don't know if I know you didn't get a chance to finish the book, but you get far enough in the chapters where it talks about them using bears as soldiers or anything?
Honestly, I probably did read the whole book. There was a lot of testing and a lot of studying that goes into actually, being a voice of Sindrel. But I paid more attention to the parts that were generally about Sindrel as opposed to necessarily the parts that were about, ancient battles and history. Like I said, maybe with a little more reflection, I'll remember some more. Or if we visit a library, I would know which book to go and find and maybe read some more. It depends on the quality of the library, of course. But honestly, I would imagine that they had great wizards or, evil wizards, but powerful ones.
Okay.
I would recommend that we get these two lovely ladies back to the tavern and safe. And that we should probably take this boy's body to a religious house to make sure that it's properly taken care of and prepared for burial rites. Yeah. And there might be somebody there.
Did I see a religious house on my way into the town? Or?
Yeah, sure. There are two temples in this particular town. Yeah, that's too much mead. There's one to Sindrel. Of course, there's one to Sindrel. Sindrel, I mean, let's face it, one of the most common gods. And then there's another to Monihith.
Okay. So we should definitely drop these ladies off first. If you think you can carry Sammy all the way, I can help a little bit, but he's larger than I am. I don't know how much assistance I'm going to be in that particular regard.
I think I can get
But then we should take Sammy. I mean, I gave them an initial prayer, but in order to be properly prepared for a funerary rite, and I'm not sure if perhaps the customs here for a dwarven burial are a little bit different than back home in the village. I'd want to take Sammy to the temple and hopefully find Sammy's parents as well. And yeah, it's a sad time. But Sammy, I prayed to Sindrel, and I know that Sindrel will send a psychopomp for Sammy, and that will be a guide upon their way.
Okay, well let's bring them back to the main area anyways, and then we can start looking for the temples and for everything else.
All right. So you do that. There's nothing, no goblin or ghoul inhibits your capacity to do so. It's pouring, it's raining. The puddles are thick and dense, and the rain itself falls like, shells falling from the sky and exploding on the ground. But you make it to, I think you said you're going to Sindrel's church?
Well, we're gonna
drop the lays up.
Once we get back to the town, I guess Hilda and Miss Lindwick can head to the pub themselves relative safely, and we can further continue on to the Temple of Sindrel.
Yeah, there's one made out of.
Chop Tank wanted to accompany Hilda.
No, I want to make sure that this boy gets at least to his funeral rites.
Hilda looks crossly at Miss Flinwick, who, by the way, you find out in conversation is a widow. And she's like, if you need anything, come to the tavern. And Miss Flinwick kind of looks crossly again at Hilda and says, I'll be there too. And they both go off. You come to a very large, dark church, and it has, a weight, of measuring weight, kind of posted on the front of it. And there's an effigy of Sindrel with one side of his flesh melting away and dead, and another side kind of silvery. And you enter, and there is a priest of Sindrel in his dark robes. And he looks solemnly upon the boy, and he says, "Oh, Sammy. Oh, poor boy. What happened to him?"
Hail, brother. And I take off my forest green overcoat. I'm wearing similar dark robes with the silver piping, representing a voice of Sindrel. And unfortunately, we were too late to save this young man. He was set upon by a bear who we think was being controlled, unfortunately. We weren't able to save him. We were able to save Miss Flintwick, but we knew that we needed to bring him to a proper temple in order to finish proper funerary rites. I've begun the prayers upon his body, but I know that you'll be able to do more for him and for his family than I can alone.
Oh, poor Sammy. You'd just coming to me to confess just a day ago. Oh, sister, there's a foul blight upon this place. And he looks at poor Sam, and he makes the sign of Sindrel upon his forehead. I'll take care of the boy, but know that there's something wrong with this place. He had said that he had seen Merdoon Thisden laying with Daisy Dandelion. And I don't know what happened to this boy, but in that moment I saw a dark shadow upon him, and I should have known something bad would happen. Oh, poor child, Sindrel.
With the bear skin, I'd like to show him the golden hand and ask him if he's ever seen this.
Yes,
before.
I remind him of the ancient stories of the devastation in hopes that perhaps he can remember a little more.
He makes the sign of Sindrel and clasps at his throat, like just a skull amulet, and he says, I hope the dreaded days are not upon us. If this is what it seems, then the days are here. And I have nigh wanted to see this in my life. And I will pray upon Cinderella for all the souls of this village.
I turn to the others and I say, I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to say this before, but the father has confirmed it. I remember it being a really horrible thing, the devastations, as you can tell by the name, but yeah, very end of the world type stuff.
Okay.
You said there was a way that we could stop it?
All night that you've seen, like talking about the devastations is the first time all night that you've seen Bluebell not excited.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's do something about it. So
Yeah,
I think
so
we heard
where's this
something.
Daisy?
I think, yeah, we heard something about that. There was an accusation that, and I'm saying this to the priest, there's an accusation that someone named Daisy would have been responsible for basically mind control of the bear using a charm. And I hold up the necklace.
Oh, what a horrid bastardization of a thing. Blasphemous it is. I mean, Daisy's nice enough. She provides healing when she can, and, you know, she services the weak. But at the same time, I have to question what she does. It's witchcraft. It is. It's not of the gods. I don't know what god she praises. She does not come to this church here, I can tell you that. But
Does she come to the
poor
temple of Morningheath?
no, not that I know of. But poor Sammy, he did say he saw her lying with Merdoon. And I can't imagine that Merdoon's wife would take much liking to that.
Merdoon?
Merdoon, yeah.
Sammy takes, so Bluebell takes a couple of deep breaths and they touch Sammy's outstretched form. They say a few quick words and then they turn to the rest of you and they say, well, then there's nothing else to do about it except to go find this Daisy person. Father, do you know where this Daisy lives?
Aye, she's easy enough to find. Just take the road north, and at the edge of the village you'll find a farm. Overgrown with clover and all sorts of herbs. And she'll be right there.
All right. And Bluebell begins to put her cloak back on and put her hood up and walk back out into the rain.
Okay.
All right.
Is there anything else you wanted to ask, Chop Tank?
No, that's good for me.
Okay.
I mean, if there's anything you guys want to ask, she'll notice eventually that she's walking by herself, and she'll.
Well, you know, Malcolm will thank the priest for his time and information, and then hurry to catch up with Bluebell.
All right, so on that note, let's take a 5-minute break. Sound
Sure.
good?
Sure.
And we're live. Just double checking. Yeah, my microphone's good. All right, we're live.
Oh, Chop Tank. I realized that I didn't actually thank you at the time. There was so much excitement going on, and you know, I felt you pull me back. I mean, Lord Sindrell, I felt that it was not my time, as I was there in the. I'm not sure what the word Nielith would be for it, the in-between place, but but I definitely felt you bring me back, and I would just like to, first off, thank you very, very much, and second, well, I know that at least in my village, the people who can do that sort of thing, they get tired afterwards, and I don't know if you need to rest or if you're okay to keep going. I've never met a dwarf before. I've heard that you're very hardy people, and maybe you don't sleep as much. I don't.
He has dexterous beards as well. We heard so.
Yes.
Right,
Well, I appreciate the concern, but I'm feeling
Bluebell goes
probably
back
is.
About dexterous beards.
I am feeling completely ready to continue. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay?
I'm fine now. I'm fit as a fiddle. I believe is the saying. Yes.
Okay. Because as a worshiper of Ilmater, we do have a word for that entity in place, and that is suffering. But now that you've come back, you know what it feels like. So welcome back.
Thank you.
Just don't do it again.
Yes. Thank you, Chop Tank. Appreciated the.
Can I roll a
heal.
religion check to see if I recognize Ilmater?
Sure. Yeah.
20. Oh,
Holy wow.
18, sorry,
What's that?
18, not 20.
18. Fine. Esoteric god.
Would I have read about them?
You've heard a little bit, not much. The Yelleth have stomped out the other pantheons, for the most part.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, keep in mind, I'm a mountain dwarf that came from a
Far away
clan that
land.
was wiped out. I'm a rare dwarf even in these parts.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Okay.
So, do we know where we're going here? Did anyone give us directions to Daisy's house? I know he did. He said it's up north, right?
You've directions.
Follow the
Reasonable
north
enough.
road. Can't miss it. It's the house that is
Overgrown with
clover and all sorts of other herbs. That well, honestly, that would have been more Lorelei's thing. Lorelei was all about gardening and whatnot. She used to do herbs. She was a lot better than me at medicinal things. I mean, I'm pretty good at medicinal things, honestly. I wouldn't want to do it right now, but I could certainly put together a fair poultice. But if, hopefully when we get to this Daisy lady's place, we find that she's, just been caught up in a bit of
bad luck,
gossip, and that it's not, she hasn't been tempted into some sort of foul association with the evils that spawn the devastations.
Okay.
Boy, I wish this rain would let up.
On that note, Bluebell,
Yes.
you get inspiration for being in character so wonderfully. So yeah, mark yourself as inspired. Okay, you travel up the northern pathway. Again, rain is beating the ground like a drum and firing off everywhere, and there's thunder and lightning cascading across the sky, sending those kind of momentary frozen images across your vision as you see like the village frozen in the light of the lightning. And you make your way up north. You find at the very extent of the village a cottage, relatively worn down, lots of overgrown brambles, many trees, fruit trees that have kind of just been allowed to go wild. And you find a cottage without any lights emanating from the windows.
Based on what we did before, perhaps I should be the first one to open the door.
So, a couple of questions, just really quick. I just wanted to find out. So, about how big is the cottage?
It looks like it's probably a one-bedroom.
I mean, like squares, like how on each side of the wall, like 30 feet, 40 feet. I'm just thinking
it's
about how
probably under 600 square foot total.
Okay, and then are there windows that we can see?
Of course,
on
yes.
our side? Okay. I would ask if our procurement expert here would be interested in stealthily moving forward to take a peek inside, maybe see if there's anything of interest.
100% would love to peek inside and just kind of use my perception to determine, like, I don't need a wolf jumping out of the woods, and would like to see what's going on in the house and just kind of get a sense of, like, what's in and around what we're dealing with here.
All right, so you're walking around the perimeter, or what you exactly done?
I would say I'm walking around the perimeter of the house. I haven't walked straight up to the house yet, because if there's no lights inside, I don't have dark vision, so it's going to be hard for me to see through the windows. My intention is to do that, but first I want to just, like, kind of get a sense of the outside of the house. Like, is there anything around the house to give me any sort of insight as to what's in there, who's in there, so it's really just like a perimeter check's my first thing.
Two things. First off, are you doing this in a stealthy manner, meaning that you don't want to be detected by others?
100%.
So give me a stealth. First thing, give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Ugh, I love playing the others.
I got a natural 20.
Beautiful.
+5.
I love playing the other side of a rogue because I love being a rogue. Okay, all right. So first off, so basically you move off into the darkness, and everybody, you just kind of see Garius just blend into the mist and move into that darkness. Second thing, you're just kind of going. Did we just lose? What's happening? Oh, perfect. Yes, that's exactly what Garius looks like. That just nothingness that Peter just became.
That was fantastic.
Beautiful. All right. So you move towards the perimeter of the building and begin kind of moving around it. And as you move around it, you said you're kind of like actively looking for things, yeah? Like for things to notice.
I know it's overgrown, but I'm looking for maybe something out of place during this overgrownness.
Absolutely.
Whether it be like, just something that doesn't seem right for an overgrown cottage, knowing that she's got this control over animals and what we've already seen.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Got a 15 with a +5, so it's 20.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Yeah. So you're moving around, and as you're moving around, the ground is overgrown with vines and with long grasses, and there's a lot of stones in the ground, as if somebody had built a wall here maybe in the past and then allowed it to just kind of tumble all over. Old farmland that hasn't been used for farming in a very long time. And you're moving through it, and you just notice what looks like somebody has maybe covered a spot with leaves or covered it with long clippings of grass. Like, it just seems out of place to you.
I want to investigate that. Obviously, still in stealth. Slowly want to, move up to the.
Yeah, you don't need to roll for
that covering.
So you move towards it, and you kind of examine it, and you're looking around it, and you can kind of see the teeth of an iron jaw sticking out of a few spots of the grass, as if somebody had placed some type of hunting trap there.
Okay, it's good to know. Am I able to maybe uncover the trap without setting it off, to kind of get a better sense of like what that trap is, and maybe its ability to disarm it? But more along the lines of right now, I just want to get it uncovered so that way any of my compatriots can actually see that there's something there, and then get a sense of like what is it guarding.
One question, or two questions.
Yes.
Do you have thieves' tools?
I do. I'm proficient in them.
And you are proficient. That's my second question. Give me an advantage sleight of hand check to kind of reveal the entire trap.
Okay. Let's see. That was a 16 and 11. So 16 with a. I don't get the bonus because I'm not proficient in sleight of hands. Or do I get?
You're not proficient in sleight of hand? What kind of rogue are you?
I'm not that type of rogue.
So the way it works is, I'll allow you to, so technically, if you're proficient in a tool, you get proficiency in said tool, but there's not like abilities associated with those tools, which is why I like to be like, sleight of hand. So add your proficiency to this particular check.
Okay.
So you get like what,
so,
+2?
+2. It was a 16 to start.
Plus your dexterity probably. So +2 plus dexterity, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, that's +3, so it's +5, so 21.
+5, so 21 to this check. All right, perfect. Yeah. So you kind of brush away the long grass and brush away the leaves and move them very delicately, and it's a hunter's trap. So it's a proper, like, iron-jawed hunter's trap, like with a pressure plate on it. If you were to step on it, it would have grasped your ankle.
Is there anything on the building near where the trap is to suggest that it's maybe blocking an entrance point, a window, some reason for the trap there, or is it just there kind of to catch the poor soul who didn't see it?
You get the sense that there might be a couple of these around the perimeter of the building itself.
Okay. So I think what I want to do then is before I look in, is I want to head back to my compatriots, let them know what we found about these traps, and that we need to obviously proceed extremely carefully before we move forward. And then let them, find out from the group, like, do you want me to go and see if I can look in the window? Like, again, my vision isn't super great, but I can see if there's any figures or maybe a low light that we just don't see outside. I just want to get a sense from you guys, like, next step, right? Because there's traps. And so there may be someone in there that's expecting something.
How far is it, GM question, how far is it from sort of like the gate to the actual front of the house?
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay. Well, I'll tell everybody that quietly. Well, if somebody wants to stay sort of near the gate, I should be able to relay information about what we see, and I should be able to follow in your footsteps if you're keeping an eye out for these traps. And that way we can both peer inside and see if we don't see anything.
I love that idea. I'm in.
I'm not entirely enthusiastic about the idea, but
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's better than the alternatives.
Yeah. So I guess I lead the way, kind of, navigating to what would be maybe the closest window to where the rest of the group is, so they can still see us. There's some sort of eye contact. Looking for those traps that we now know about, and trying to ensure that, like, our approach to the house is as stealthily as it can be, and that there are no traps in the way.
Do I need to roll a stealth check?
Yes, you do, sir.
All right. Well, hopefully I don't ruin your stealth.
She falls and knocks me over.
Whoops! Right into the trap.
I'm having flashbacks as a DM.
What'd you get?
17.
That's good, actually.
You do a good job blending into the shadows and the shrubbery, as it were.
All right, so we move there stealthily to the window.
In my head, so I'm not making any sound, I say, this reminds me of the time that Prior Broken Branch had to sneak across the chasm of unending voices.
Beautiful. All right, you make it to the window. Unmolested.
Okay. So now we're peering inside, both of us, I guess, trying to get a sense of...
Hey, it's a term used by people like Tolkien.
All right. Who wants to take? Should we both take perception checks, or what's your perception check? I guess that's a meta question. I don't know.
Let's do an advantage perception check on the individual who's perceiving. How's that? Just to simplify life for now.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking in as well. Should we both do it just to see if...
Well, I'm wondering if you don't have dark vision, I think it'd have to be...
Yeah, I don't think I'm seeing anything.
Yeah.
Unless...
No, halflings have dark vision.
Halflings do not have dark vision.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Oh, is that just a me thing?
It might just be
then
your
I
thing.
could be the one to look. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just looking out behind you, making sure that we don't get rushed, or our compatriots at the gate aren't getting attacked by another bear.
Okay.
This is why I break out my hooded lantern as my rogue constantly.
Oh yeah, but I don't want to give it away.
That's why it's hooded.
As stealthy as possible.
18.
You perceive wisely. Looking through the window, you see a few lit candles, and they're burning away on a table, on another side table, next to a bed. It looks like this is just kind of like a singular room that is used as all the space. And sitting on the bed, reclining on the bed, you see a body. And what's particularly interesting to you about this body. One, it's obviously dwarvish, but two, the feminine figure you see that's reclined on the bed has a throat that is entirely open, with blood having saturated the sheets and the bed itself.
Okay. I turn and I silently relate that to Garius. Garius? Well, I think that good news and bad news. I think that I found Daisy, and I don't think that she's responsible for anything. And really, that's just
we don't know that.
Off my mind, because she seemed like a nice enough person based on what the father at the Temple of Sindra was telling us. However, she's dead.
Oh. I wonder if it's the guy that she was had relations with. I can't remember his name. We just heard it just a moment ago.
The phrase is diddling.
Yes, diddling. I mean, I think we should check out what's going on inside, though. I mean, if she's not alive, then we need to at least determine what's going on here. But I would like to check the door to make sure, if we are going to go that route, I want to make sure that the door has no traps or any sort of gotchas before we walk in.
Okay.
If that's
Once we're back within 30 feet of the others, I'm going to tell them what I've seen as well.
Okay.
Telepathically. So I'm not like yelling it across the yard.
You do that.
Okay.
Maladon, so
I was looking around.
Oh, don't be frightened. Don't be frightened. It's a thing I can do. I can talk to people, but inside their heads. It's me. It's Bluebell. Hi. Hi.
Oh, hi. And she's actually speaking out loud. Oh, hi, Bluebell.
No.
Are you invisible?
No. Just think back to me. Just think back to me, and I'll be able to hear you. It's okay.
Why are you talking to Bluebell?
I think so. Oh, wait. I think so.
Okay, great. So I can only talk to one person at a time this way. So just tell Chop Tank that good news and bad news.
Chop Tank.
We found
good news and bad news.
And we don't think that Daisy's responsible, but I don't think that Daisy's responsible because Daisy is dead.
We don't think that Daisy's responsible because Daisy is dead. I think I got that right.
What?
So, he says what?
How do you know that?
He says, how do you know that?
Well, she was missing an awful lot of her neck, and well, her blood was nearby her, but it wasn't inside of her anymore.
Yeah, so apparently there wasn't a lot of her blood inside of her anymore.
That would do it.
Chop Tank agrees with your assessment.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, Garius and I, is he's gonna check out the door because he's better at that sort of thing than I am. We're gonna try to take a look inside. If you guys are stealthy and you want to try to approach, I guess that might be a thing to do.
Do you want me to create a bonfire inside the house? I can do that.
No. I think that would definitely alert if there's anybody still inside there. It would alert them, and
always forget that.
I think that it might burn things that we might want to look at, just possibly. So we should probably not do the fire inside the house unless it's a fireplace.
Oh, let me know if you see a fireplace. I can put it there.
Right. Yes. That's a good point. It is chilly tonight. Okay. I think Darius is done checking the door.
Also, just really, really quick, a side note is that our Chop Tank, you're in like full plate armor?
No, I don't think I'm in full plate.
Probably not.
Because I wasn't strong enough to hold it.
It's not something default given to you either, full plate.
Yeah, I'm in chainmail.
Chainmail, okay. And I would mention too, and we're about 30 feet away from the door.
Yeah.
I would tell Bluebell then, I think we'll move forward 5 feet and then we'll wait here because we're not really that stealthy. And then once you open the door, let us know if we have to. We can rush up and help.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Are you talking to me?
Oh, sorry, no. We move forward 5 feet and we wait here.
And I'm gonna check the door, see if we can open it safely.
Because we still can't see them, right? They're still like in pretty good stealth mode, I think.
Okay, so Peter, what are you doing?
Checking the door for traps, see if we can open the door safely.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. The 5 with the +5, so 10.
Door seems totally safe to you.
All right, Bluebell.
This is when Tilda would tell Toril to go through it.
All right, so then I'm gonna attempt to open the door. If it seems completely safe, I'm hoping I'm still in some sort of stealth, so I want to try to open the door slowly, as slowly as I can without causing any sort of excessive noise.
Absolutely, and it's not locked. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Don't get your fingers caught in the door.
14 plus 5, 19.
I mean, that's excellent, so you'll only take half damage. Alright, so you take 3 points of damage as a crossbow bolt shoots off the wall, pounds through your bicep and out the other side, just kind of leaving a hole rendered in the middle. And you just kind of have a moment, you're like, fuck!
Come on! Yeah. I thought for sure there was no trap on that door.
And the bolt embeds itself in the opposite side of the wall. Pretty certain you disarmed that trap.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. What was how loud was that sound? Does everybody hear that?
I mean, the sound of a crossbow is pretty distinct.
Okay.
I make a distinct.
Should we run in?
I make a distinct verbal rude gesture about getting hit in the arm with a crossbow bolt.
And Maladwell will turn to Chop Tank. I think they disarmed the door.
It's like, should we go? Because to my knowledge, Maladwa is talking to herself. I heard a crossbow go off, and I heard
Darius.
Darius.
Maladwa holds up Chop Tank and says, "Wait until we hear a scream."
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
So from where they were standing next to the door, looking at Garius, they see this happen, and they just sort of grab Garius and then bring them over to the side, and they say, "Here, let me look at that real quick. I just want to make sure that it's not, like poisoned or anything. Here, follow my fingers." And I just like to perform a medicine check on Garius, just to make sure that at the house of the herbalist lady with a bunch of plants that I haven't actually taken the time to identify yet, you've not just been shot with a poison bolt.
I appreciate that, and I grab my flask of mead with my good arm and start drinking while I am being checked.
I don't know, man. I've been drinking mead all night. I don't know if that's a wise decision, but go on.
Yeah.
No, it's just pour it on the arm, not the mouth.
Yeah. Completely metagaming. Checking your eyes and drinking mead heavily is not the poison.
Check my arm, not my eyes.
25 natural.
Wow. Looking at it, you do believe that there was no, you take the bolt, you really have to kind of like twist it and pull it
Ouch.
and bop it and all various other activities to get the bolt out of the wall, because it had fired with such force. Yeah, it went in and out. And looking at it and sniffing it, and kind of like you kind of give it a moment. Doesn't smell like poison. Doesn't taste like poison either. And definitively, there's no residual anything on this bolt head. So it was probably just meant. Well, sure, yeah. Besides the coppery flavor of your compatriot's blood.
Okay. So
like I said, Viking blood, skull.
As part of that medicine check, I'm also going to patch Garius up a little bit. It's more of an aesthetic effect. I don't think I actually heal.
No.
No. Yeah. So just a little bandage, little gauze, you know.
The blood
And
ceases to
a little
flow.
pat.
It'll
Yeah.
heal in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Just a flesh wound. Walk it off.
I also
Thank you.
give them a quick rundown on some arm exercises that they should do in order to not lose range of motion.
Nice.
It's called Popeye arm. Don't worry about it. Your tendon's been irreversibly damaged.
Oh no.
Your dreams of playing polo have been shattered.
Rock climbers get this thing called Popeye arm where their bicep goes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it happens.
so you're in the room. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'd like to peer inside. I'd like to peer inside the room. Also, I'm sorry. I am new to this sub race. They do not have dark vision.
Yeah, I figured as much. It's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
But there were candles, so you had something to see.
There are like
Ish.
3-ish candles lit in the room.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna peer around the door stealthily.
You do so.
See if I see anything besides a crossbow. See if I maybe see that that's a repeating crossbow.
Okay, so in that case, give me a perception check.
Got
Whoop.
fell off my table. Oh no! Oh no, that's no good. Just 6.
Oh.
Well,
You're fine.
seems safe to you.
Yeah. Stick your face out really far. So-
Okay, so I'm gonna turn to Garius and I'm just gonna say, seems safe. I think that was the only trap. Maybe you want to take a look, but I think we can probably go inside. And I'm gonna just sort of start creeping inside
You
quietly,
do
as
so.
quietly as a 30-pound creature can be.
Why is there a blowtorch on my desk?
It's your desk, man. It's your desk.
Okay, so yeah, you excuse me real quick. Come on, you can light. There we go. You managed to. Sorry, I tried not to burn my face off as I lit the candle.
Yeah, we all watched with bated breath.
20% alcohol. Who does that? Okay.
Yeah, don't fail your save check on that one.
Yes.
DM gone. It's okay. Players will just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, we just watch you burn down with fire, and it's the highest rated Twitch ever.
Yeah. No, only 6 people watch.
Well, it'll
so
be once I
that's-
cut it and put it on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, you enter the room, and you have a moment. You look around expectantly, looking for another trap of some sort. Nothing happens.
Okay. All right. From here, can we see Daisy, or was she in a separate room?
Same room. She's on a bed of some type of like straw encompassed bed.
Yeah.
Nearby. Not
Yeah.
very far. This is not a big room or anything like that. There's a lot of herbs kind of hanging from the ceiling upside down, drying out, that type of thing.
Gotcha. Anything that I recognize? Oh, more importantly, are there stairs? Is
Single
there
room.
like a cellar?
No, single room.
Okay. Single room, no cellar. Hey, root
Common
cellar
herbs.
is a thing that an herbalist might have.
Absolutely. Common herbs. You go through a gamut of whatever you would expect inside of a common herbalist's room. It's there.
Okay.
We have, St. John's wort. We have sage. We have the gamut.
Basil, parsley.
Everything.
Yeah, some little baggies of slippery elm drying out.
Slippery elm, absolutely. You have willow bark, that type of thing.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn back to Garius, and I'm going to say, okay, well, we're inside now. But from what I'm told by our new friends, and I'm saying this telepathically, by what I'm told from our new friends, you're the one that's best at procuring, so I'll be here to keep an eye out and hopefully help, but I don't know, I'm following your lead now.
Okay. So I'm gonna come into the room. I think we should. I'm gonna let Bluebell know to let the others know telepathically, like, come on into the room, come on up with us. Like, you know, we've at least established that the room is safe or appears safe, and you know, more eyes are good. And while they're doing that, I'd like to just, you know, kind of take a look at Daisy and sense, like, is there anything on her? Is there anything on the body? You know, any evidence to suggest like what killed her?
Okay.
And then is there anything on her body?
So that's an investigation check.
Okay.
I'm going to just turn the crossbow to face like away from the door, and then I'm gonna go back to the door, and I'm just gonna be like, Maladroit, hi. Okay, so we think everything's safe now. You guys should come up here. You shouldn't have to be too quiet.
Sounds like a plan. And then
But,
I'll turn
you know,
to Chop
it's still a
Take
good
and say,
idea.
like, let's go. And we start off.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
I
We're not
rolled
trying to
a-
be stealthy.
You're
17.
going to try to be
Okay.
stealthy? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't think she said to be stealthy.
Oh,
right?
you're
She just said,
not
"Come on
going to
up."
try to be stealthy.
Well,
Yeah.
I said it's probably still a good idea to be stealthy, but it would be the
okay.
worst thing if you're noisy. But if you
Whatever.
heard that, that's fine, because maybe I didn't communicate it the best way.
It's fine. You enter the room,
Okay.
and
We
you
weren't trying to be
see
loud, I'll say that. So.
Miss.
Daisy?
Miss Daisy. Yeah. You see Daisy Dendelian, and she is upon the bed, neck slit from end to end. And there are lots of herbs. There's more than just herbs. There's herbs, but then there's also clay pitchers of what's probably some type of ale or mead, some type of spiced drink with alcohol in it. And there are, of course, you know, hams and sausages hanging with the herbs because people have to eat. Let's face it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like out of the ordinary other than that.
Is there anything on her body?
Investigation check.
I'll help with that if I can.
Are we
Look,
inside the
Let's do
house?
2 separate investigation checks instead of advantage in this case.
Okay.
Okay, so I ended up with a 14 when everything is said and done.
14's not
I got
bad.
I got a 19.
19's better. All right. So for the 14, first thing you notice, her neck is slit. And looking at it, you see that there's probably some type of sharp incising element to it. So a claw, a tooth, something of that nature. Maladroit, looking at it, you recognize it's some type of claw. But here's the conundrum you kind of face immediately upon your investigation. You know, that crossbow went off. So how did whatever did this to her throat get through that crossbow bolt, without invoking it, without kind of making it happen? So, yeah, that trap wasn't triggered, but at the same time, looking at it, you almost want to say it was a bear claw that ran across her throat and slit it. Possibly in her sleep. There's no sense of struggle. Looking at it, she's in her bed. And, you know, looking around the space, there's no sign of a struggle or anything like that.
There's no sign of anything else still in here either, is there?
I mean, they're looking. You want to give me a separate investigation for the room?
Sure. I mean, it's, in particular, it's making sure that like something didn't come in and then kill her after the
Sure. Yeah,
thing
absolutely.
was set up already. That's not going to be any good at all. That's going to be an 8. So,
I mean, an 8. You look around. There's you do notice like a big paw print or two in the kind of dust of the ground, and the paw prints are distinctly bear-like. Let's face it, but not anything otherwise telling.
It looks like a bear did this, but I'm not sure how the bear got in here without setting off the trap.
Oh, that's a good point.
Maybe the trap was set after the bear did his job.
Do you think the bear set the trap?
No, maybe the person controlling the bear.
Okay. But then
The
how
bear
did
was
they
controlled by
but then-
someone.
But how did they get out then?
Wait,
Oh.
wait. Back in the village, we had a couple of people who could turn into bears. Well, not bears, but they could turn into other things. Maybe it's possible that there's somebody who could turn into a bear. I did see one of them turn into a honey badger once, which is kind of like a bear.
Do you think that it's... But whoever, and this is a question for the DM, whoever actually... The idea, though, is that it's not just someone got past the trap going in, but going out. It's like the trap can only be set by someone who's on the inside, and then you'd have to disarm it to get back out again. Okay, I'll tell everybody. There might be someone coughing in the background.
all right?
Let's give a moment. Are you all right? Is the mead?
All right.
Wrong pipe. All right.
Ask our procurer whether this would be the sort of trap that you could easily set up and then like it doesn't trigger until you close the door.
Do I have any sort of like? I mean, I would love to know if I could figure that out. I mean,
And I would also ask if our procurer would be so kind as to take a quick look for any trapdoors, hidden walls, anything that would allow people to get in and out without setting off.
So 2 things. A perception check to see the first question about like in and out. Investigation.
could the trap be set with the door shut or something like that?
Yeah, and an investigation related to
For the room.
looking for other additional spaces that are hidden.
All right. So perception first. 14 on that for checking if the trap could be set remotely.
I mean, like it's a crossbow, so it's not that big a deal to set at the end of the day.
So
If
I
you're
could've set
inside.
But somebody had set it on their way out, quite frankly. Like it couldn't just been like somebody walked in and then hey, because there's a pressure plate associated with it that you missed. You realized you depressed it on your way in. You just never noticed.
Made it sad.
Okay.
So, and then let's do an investigate. I want to just investigate to see if there's any other, hidden compartments or anything in the room that could suggest either. Okay. So, big old 1 on that. So that's a 5.
You don't get
But
to
you're a
reroll that.
halfling. You're a halfling. You get to reroll
Oh,
once.
that's right. I do get to reroll that. Thank you very much. I gotta get used to that.
Scold.
Oh, that's much better. That ends up being a 19.
Hey, there we go.
Looking around the room, you don't find so much. And then as your fingers are kind of like, you're giving up, and your fingers are just kind of working across the walls of the room. And as you do so, a small depression kind of presses in. And after pressing in, unlocks and opens. And it's just like a little section of the wall turns towards you. And looking on the inside, you find 15 gold pieces.
Woohoo!
D&D, we found some gold. Congratulations. You find a silver necklace in the shape of kind of a weights and balances associated with Sindrel. Congratulations. And a small notebook, which appears to be some type of diary.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, could make for some interesting reading.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and take the diary and I'll take a look at just
Okay.
first of all.
Well, he has to give you the diary first for that to happen.
Oh, who has the diary?
Garius.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
okay.
got, so that was the 15 gold and the diary and a necklace with the weights and balance.
Yeah, I mean, you
So,
could choose to pocket that shit, you know what I'm saying? Just saying what my character would do. Tilden Thistledown.
So, can I read the language in the diary?
Common.
I mean,
Common
okay,
Yalith.
so common.
Yeah.
So I hold it up and basically say, is there anyone, with a better, knowledge of what's going around here? I'd like, take a look at the diary, because don't know if that's really my forte.
I'll take.
Well, I'm
Right.
Bluebell is busy attending to
Daisy.
Meladwell would probably want to take a look at the diary because
and
it probably has interesting information in it.
Yeah, I'll probably be helping Bluebell.
just cleaning up Miss Daisy a little bit. And
Oh.
So I hand the diary over.
All right, just
For you to take a look.
give me an advantaged investigation, whichever one of you is going to perform it.
I'll try it. And that's oh god, 15.
Was that advantaged?
Yeah, that was advantaged.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, looking through the diary, man. Just kind of hussy. It in many ways it's a
no slut shaming.
no. I mean it's a happy revelation of conquests, if you will, of male members of the community. And
Is this her black book?
is this her what? Yeah.
Oh, she's a prostitute.
So
Is this her black book?
no. She's not a prostitute. No. It's that.
It's the belt notches.
Yes, it's her belt
She's a
belt
civilian.
notches. Yeah. So Daisy
sport.
has had relations with many of the individuals of the village, and she has and this is obviously all her willing to have them.
Right.
And she has kind of kept track of her conquests and comically noted sizes and durations. And they're not very impressive, let's face it, for the vast majority of them. Except for Myrmidon Thistledown, who is the individual with the longest duration and the longest something else. And
Mardoon.
and that's the only one that she's really kind of honed in on. And it's almost a little obsessive in the nature of the writing. And she mentioned something about his husband. Or sorry, his we could do that. His wife, sorry. Named Sable Thistledown. And that's that.
Was there any?
It's being read out loud. Can I hear
Yeah.
it?
Well, Maladwa would basically tell people as she's reading through what she's found. Two questions. When was the last entry? And the second question would be: are we sure that's actually Daisy that's dead on the bed? None of us have met Daisy before.
So the first question, in terms of when was the last entry, it's just from a day ago, and it's from it's a mention of Myrmidon, and she says, "I think he's gonna leave her. I think he's gonna leave her because I told him if he doesn't, it's over." Because, and then you literally see, why the fuck do I need him? I don't fucking need his pussy ass little shit. If he won't leave her, fuck him. I don't need him at all. And then you see kind of like the next entry being, that scared him. He said he's gonna leave her anytime now. And I know he will. It'll be over and he'll be with me. For as long as I need him. I don't care. Whatever.
Okay.
Bluebell.
Intense.
Bluebell's initial impressions of dwarves are again reinforced.
I'm so happy right now I dropped my pen.
So I hand that necklace I found over to Bluebell and see if she wants to use it somehow with Daisy's final rites, because it seems appropriate if that's her deity. It's not something we need to hold on to.
Oh, what was the necklace that you found?
It's made up
That was the
dwarven
one with
fingers.
the dwarven fingers.
the dwarven fingers.
No. The necklace we found in the secret compartment was
silver
a
one.
silver
Oh.
necklace with
Oh.
the weights and balances, a symbol
Fair.
of Sindrel. if
Sindrel,
I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. So I'm
Right,
just handing
right,
that
right.
off to Bluebell and saying, "Here you go. We found this. It might have some significance for her,
Oh,
but
this,
you know."
no, this is a symbol of the Just One, and yes, this will definitely have significance to Daisy. And I return and hop back up onto Daisy's bed because it's going to be a little bit taller than a halfling bed, and I incorporate the necklace into some further preparatory rites. Can I tell how long Daisy's been here like this?
Sure. Give me an investigation.
Can I roll medicine instead?
Yeah, but I would allow that 100%.
I only got a 12.
Well, 12. It's been no more than a couple of hours.
Oh, I'm going to tell everybody else this. That changes things. I was a bit busy with praying initially for Daisy, but now that I'm placing this around her neck, I'm realizing that this is a fairly fresh wound. This happened earlier this night.
Wait, a couple hours ago,
This
did
still
we?
tacky?
Had we already killed that bear a couple hours ago, or are we still within?
Yeah,
our
I mean,
window?
it's been within 2 hours that you killed that bear.
So Bear
Okay.
could have killed her, and then went across town.
But yeah, that's the one
Why?
thing I'm not entirely sure in terms of like why the bear would have gone across town. I mean, it's being mind controlled, but who would want to? Unless it's the wife of Muldoon.
Not for nothing, but every dwarf woman that we have seen has been super duper in the chop tank. I'm starting to think that they might all be a little on the loosey goosey side. Maybe it's either the husband covering his trails or the wife super pissed off at the husband for sleeping around. Now she's off on all of his exes. I don't know. I think we should check out the family's home.
Wait a second, everybody. Miss Flinwick, didn't she? Maybe. Oh, geez. I don't know if anybody else. No, Maladwai, you were in there with me too. Do you remember if she said anything? Do you remember the gentleman that she was jealous about Daisy over?
Yeah, it was Maladwa.
It was the guy.
It was
Yeah.
Munadin?
She's the one who told us about Daisy, and she said because he's going after this guy here or whatever. So yeah, it was the same guy.
I mean, that bear looked like he was attacking her, but Sammy, I mean, the amount of time it would take for that other young man to get across town to the pub after Sammy had been attacked right outside the doorstep of Miss Flintwick's house, and then that bear just being inside her house for as long as it took us to walk across town and not attacking her at all?
Maybe it wasn't attacking her to begin with.
I
don't know about
that's a
that.
stretch. I don't know. I'm just proposing it as a possibility.
At the moment, I'm leaning. At the moment, Maladwa says, at the moment, I'm leaning towards our procurement experts' suggestion.
Just
That
seems too.
that the of course, I don't know how that comes into play with the yellow handprint about everything. So-
Totally fair. Everybody, just to be specific, everybody's in the house at this point, yeah?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Wonderful. Okay.
Great.
Roll initiative.
So you're in the house, the door is ajar, and you hear Daisy? Daisy? I'm assuming you're fucking dead now, you fucking bitch.
Okay.
Is that a male or female voice?
A female voice. And you hear,
Is this bed raised off the ground?
yeah, by like 6 inches, not my bunch.
I mean, I'm a halfling.
Okay, wait. Maladwa's going to do this. She's going to go ahead and she's going to do a prestidigitation to go ahead and make the sound of the bed going up and down. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
fucking
Oh, man.
slut. I'm gonna fucking kill ya. I thought you were dead already. Yeah, fucking bitch, it's over for you. Roll for initiative.
Is there any chance of hiding before that happened? All right.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, we didn't get to hide before that happened. Maladwa, that was fantastic.
As long as no one dies. All right, let me go ahead.
I'm a little bit confused because the bed's not moving. Like I'm on it, and I just not making noise. Woo!
All right, I am back on roll 20.
I likewise am back on 020.
I have second. And
Yeah, we gotta just
there you
wait
go.
for the drawing.
Also,
Nice.
Hey!
I like that. You know. Oh,
So it was the one.
female
Oh.
voice.
Hey! Points to our friend Gaius.
Gary.
Garius.
Yeah.
Why can I not do that?
Go with
Garius.
Gary if you need to.
I would say Gary Ass is what I think about. Okay.
Yeah, Gary.
It's okay. Garius. Points to
Yeah, man,
Garius.
woman scorn. You do not want to screw with that.
Points to Gary, Indiana, which is the voice that I've been using all night.
Well, I did not roll as well.
Neither. It's okay.
This one.
Mr. Grapsis,
What's up?
you will have to put us
Oh,
on
sure.
the turn order.
God's mead was way too strong. All the buttons are really hard.
There we go.
Really hard right now.
Oh man.
I haven't had mead this strong in forever.
Drunk DM reminds me of the time that my friend brought back absinthe
Oh, my
God.
god.
trip to Prague. And we played 3-5 around my dining room table. We had
That's-
sugar cubes and everything. Unfortunately, we did not have glasses that were meant to have flaming liquids inside
Oof.
them. Definitely
Oh
broke
my god.
glasses.
Oof.
And that was before you started drinking?
The solo cup was a bad idea.
Oh no! They were glasses. They were glasses. But what we started doing was we lit them on fire just briefly, and so they would start melting the sugar, and then we just blew them out and just stirred the sugar in.
Impressive,
Well,
impressive. I become a total douche when I've drank as a DM, and we don't want to experience that. On that note, Corey, Bluebell, you have to enter. There you go. Thank you very much. All right.
On that note, he hit you for 59 damage.
So you're all in the house. Can you really quick situate yourselves approximately where you would be?
Where was the bed at? Yeah.
Where's the
Yeah.
bed?
Over here, the southern corner.
Okay, I am literally on the bed with Daisy because that's the only way I can reach up to perform rites on her.
Excellent.
Maladon
Okay.
was close by because she was talking about the book with Bluebell.
I'm at
that
the
was
head of the
happening,
bed or the
probably
foot of the
well.
bed, kind of next to Malador, and definitely behind Chop Tank. 100%.
So I'd like to
100%.
disclaimer. I'm sorry for about the deaths that are about to happen.
Oh, where's the nearest window?
Yeah, is there a window somewhere?
I am
Around?
dead
Sure.
serious on this.
All right, wait. All right, do you really need windows? I'll draw windows. Have a second. So real quick, basically, as you're reaching this area, where the fuck is the drawing shit in this? Freehand. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do it in red. Windows. Wow, red does not show up very well at all. Blue.
Oh, I can
Is
see
that
it.
that tiny
I can
little
see it.
pixel?
Like right here. Yeah, there. That's easier. Yeah.
Okay.
Why is it not drawing a line?
Blue's better.
I see
I
the
see it
blue.
blue,
I
yeah.
see blue line.
Polygon line. Here we go.
Oh, I see. You wanted a straight line.
Yeah.
Whoa, motherfucker. Okay. No. cancel.
Wow. That's the me talking right there.
That
So-
is indeed the mead. Okay, let's redraw
I got
this.
your window right here.
Yes, I got your window. It'll be 10 times what you need.
Goes into a giant rant.
Oh, Grapsis,
What's up?
This is a bit of a retcon because I didn't say it, but I collected my dart from the bear.
It's fine. My general assumption is that you're not going to consume what would be often terms as consumable projectiles. So if you break an arrow, you fix said arrow, or you go replace said arrow. It's not a big deal to me.
Okay.
On all of these notes, as you're investigating the location, you're looking around, you're moving stealthily, you're kind of examining the dead body. You begin to become aware of a sound, and that sound is the movement of the underbrush as a large creature closes in on you. Said large creature, looking at the door, kind of as you're in the space, is this large bear-like figure with protrusions emerging from its spine, its back, almost as if it's had various bones invoked through its body, and it is not of a general natural sense. And you've rolled for initiative. Bluebell, it is your turn. The door basically is filled. The doorway over here is filled with the body of this bear-like creature.
Okay. Two things. Wow, that's a really big creature. This reminds me of the story about Amethyst Broken Branch and the beast of Kilcuddy Run. And wow, that one didn't end very well, actually. Also, can I see Sable from through this window?
You can kind of see her in the background moving around the bear. I mean,
Okay.
you don't know who she is, right? But you see a dwarf with fiery red hair.
Right.
Well, the Sable isn't the same one from the first house.
No, you've
But-
never met
Brand new.
Sable before.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Pissed off, though.
she's out there. She's not afraid of this creepy looking bear. We've already been attacked. My Arcanist friend, my new Arcanist friend, has told me earlier tonight, that something is controlling at least that previous creature. So it stands to reason that the person outside near this other giant creature is controlling that creature and was controlling the other one. Therefore, Bluebell would like to James Bond her way out of
Oh,
the
God.
window by the bed and sort of just book around the corner to I'm pressing the wrong button, to here, so that she has line of sight on Sable. I'm pretty sure I can get that far. And yeah.
25, it looks right.
So, do you want me to roll anything in order to get through this window successfully?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm literally just like James
It's a
Bond.
window.
Cool.
Ba-da-ba-da.
All right, so let me pull up two weapon fighting real quick. So first dart gets my wow, that was terrible. All right, and second dart. So first dart was 11, which probably doesn't hit.
You're hitting the
Sable.
Sable. Ooh, 11 hits.
Second one is a 15. All right, so I hit with both darts,
Yes, you do.
my primary and offhand attacks, and I do 4 and 5 damage, 9 total points of damage.
You fire off your first dart, and it hits into her, and it lands squarely in her belly, blood pouring out. And as that happens, the second one hits into her chest, and there's a long bead of blood that pours out, and it looks like she's pretty beat up.
Fantastic. That's the end of my turn. That's all I can do.
All right, Garius.
Am I able to see? Sorry, this question was asked, but am I able to see her through the window? Like, do I have line of sight through that window to see her?
You kind of see her figure, but the most important thing that you see is this bear roaring through the door.
Yeah, I already got struggles with the bear. I don't want to talk about the bear. I'm halfway out the window as it is.
It's fair.
Is the window crafted in such a way where I could get out? I know, just out the window, but onto the roof from the window.
You want to get on the roof really bad.
Roof might be challenging.
Okay, so that's fine. Part of me wants to make it out the window here, but then realize that might not be the best idea. So, I think what I'm going to try to do is just simply stay where I am. I'd like to try to get into a position of stealth, see if I can work in the shadows here when this guy does roll into the door. But do I have line of sight if I did want to shoot at the bear?
So where
Here
you,
at 40 feet?
if you are where you are, you have line of sight to the bear.
Then you know what? I got a short bow. I mean, I know we just worked that dwarf pretty good, but I'm still thinking I'd like to tune this bear up a little. I got some struggles from the last time I saw a bear. So I'd like to pull out my short bow and basically lob one right at his big old monstrous face.
Sounds good.
All right. So let's see. It's 13. I got an 18.
That hits.
Oh, nice.
All right, my damage is 1d6 plus 3 plus 1d6 from a sneak attack. Oh, no sneak attack because I'm not near him.
yeah.
So no one's near him. So okay, 1d6 plus 3. So that's 9 points of damage.
Excellent. Yeah, you fire off an arrow and it lands squarely in the chest of the bear, and blood is drawn forth and it rises up and it looks pissed. It looks damaged, but it's obviously very healthy for the fight.
It's alright, it's a bear. It's alright. Still think I'm down.
Anything else? You gonna move?
No, I'm gonna stay right where I am.
You could try to hide.
I'm gonna try to hide. Yes, thank you.
There's not really anything. So hiding in plain sight's a challenging thing. You could try hiding behind. You could try hiding behind.
I thought there was a bed. I thought there was a bed right there.
Can I get down behind the foot of the bed so that way they're just not evident when he comes rolling in at full speed,
go
ready to
ahead.
murder me?
Go do your best.
Okay, stealth check, yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 7, so I'm guessing I did not.
You get onto the bed and you put a cover over you.
You feel very stealthy.
It's like when my kids hide under the bed and their feet are still sticking out.
Yeah.
Chop tank.
All right. Well, I'm going to bless all 3 of my compatriots. And then I'm going to actually back up here. And then I'm good.
That's it.
Bless is an action.
Okay.
Can you tell me exactly what we get again with the bless spell? It's a 1d4, but what can we use that towards?
So for the next minute, you can use it for a saving throw or an attack throw.
Okay, and that's a one use.
Yeah, it's a one use.
Okay, so question for the DM. You said
wait a minute. Let's see. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to attack throw or a saving throw.
I think that's as long as you maintain concentration, because guidance gives you a d4.
It's for the whole next minute.
Question for the question for the DM, which is that you said that our dwarven friend here, not Chop Tank, was looking pretty beat up.
Dwarven friend. I'm sorry.
Sable.
Oh yeah. From the hit that was upon her.
Okay, so she's looking pretty bad.
Yep.
Okay. Try to finish this quickly before you pass out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and I think I've got line of sight with her.
Sure. Sure, good
Through
enough.
the window there.
Yep.
Okay. It's going to be a chaos bolt. and I need to roll to hit before I can roll for damage. And I'm going to. Do I declare using the D4 now, or do I wait until I roll first? I think I roll first, and then I just decide if I want to add the D4.
No, I think you get the D4 each time, because I think that bless just keeps going.
Okay.
It's not like guidance. It's an ongoing thing.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good thing. That is an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
All right. So that is 2d8 damage. And there's my other. There we go. All right. All right. So that is 8 points plus 6 points, 14 points of damage, and that's going to be. What type of damage is that? That's going to be psychic damage.
Ooh,
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Nice.
very rarely defended by anything that's corporeal.
So,
Oh, wait.
yeah, you fire off this bolt, hits into the side of Sable, and Sable goes down dead.
Okay.
Writhing in pain, holding her brain, or her head.
Jealousy becomes no
unable to
one.
think.
And I take it that the bear is still up and moving.
Absolutely.
All right. Sorry, I was trying to follow the lead of my new compatriot.
Well, there
and
goes
I-
my plan of using my dwarven charm to.
And I will.
Relax.
I will actually follow the bluebell further in terms of I'm going to get out of this window. That's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go right here
Okay. Anything else?
if I can. That will be it for my turn. Cast. If I have to have my sorcerer points, I can do another first level spell.
All right, Cave Bear.
Oh my goodness.
Cave Bear closes the distance.
Hi.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Go get him, Chop Tank. You got this.
Ooh.
Sing a prayer, George. Prayer for the whole world.
So you mean say a prayer, Bluebell?
All right, Chop Tank. Let's do this. Oh, that's not bad.
Uh-oh.
14 points of piercing damage.
Uh-oh.
The bear bites into you and rends out a giant chunk of flesh, and it goes to swipe you with its paws, and you bring up your shield and kind of meet the paws.
All right. Still on my feet.
Bluebell.
Okay. Well, I definitely saw the bear go inside, and then I heard quite the commotion. So
Loud. Ouch.
Mother.
I also saw a chaos bolt blow out this window here.
Yes, you did.
But I think it probably would be a better use of my time to return to this window here, and I'm just gonna fling two more darts through that window to there, and I'm gonna see just the tail end of this bear mauling Chop Tank, and I'm not even gonna do it in my head. I'm just gonna yell out, "Oh, gee, sorry, Chop Tank. I was really hoping that killing the person controlling her would stop the bear, like it would just go away. But I guess that was a silly idea. I don't know. Whatever." Does a 12 hit the bear?
It does.
Fantabulous. And okay, so I hit the bear both times for a total of 9 points of damage.
Excellent.
Nice.
You lob off two darts, and they land in the side of the bear, and it invokes a raging scream of.
And I'm just gonna, and remembering that I was nearly eaten my bear earlier. I'm just gonna pop back over here.
Fair point.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be like, oh, hey, Maladroit, you're out here too. Hi.
Hey.
Curious.
So I struggle when my friends are being in combat here. I don't like it, and I definitely am not a fan of this bear. So I think I'm gonna swing around here. Can I not? Oh, yeah, I can move it if I had the right setting here. I'm gonna swing around here so that I can take my 2 daggers. And do I still have bless? Is that still a thing here?
Yeah, you still got bless.
Still active?
Yep.
Thank God. Those are my attack rolls, correct? So I'm gonna use my 2 daggers, and I'm ready to show this bear what's up, or I try it. So
Again.
And you're advantaged on both your rolls.
So say that one more time.
You're advantaged on both your rolls.
Oh, nice. Okay, so for main dagger, nope, is
With the D4?
15 plus the D4 is 18 on the main dagger.
That hits.
And the secondary daggers, 16 on
That
the second
hits
dagger.
also.
Okay, so now we're doing damage. So
And your first one has your sneak attack guided.
yes, so I think I have a D1d6 on at least one of them. So on the first one, so let's do 1d. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 from the first dagger and 7 from the second dagger.
That's more like it. Oh,
All right, you bring in the first dagger and draw a long line of blood, pulling out a chunk of fur and fat. And the second one does kind of the same thing, drawing 2 long lines across the bear's body. Anything else?
I think I moved my entire distance here. I might have. So
you're in flanking anyways. That's good for
I'm
Chop
flanking. I'm good. I'm hoping that we can finish this bear off. Go Chop Tank.
All right, Chop Tank,
Bring
you're
it down.
advantaged.
All right, see what I can do. I'm going to take a swing at this bear. Please hit.
Don't forget, you get a D4 too, don't you? Oh, no.
No, not me. I bless the 3 of you.
Aw.
I rolled a 16, so that should be good.
16 is fine.
Yeah, it's going to be 19 to hit.
Yeah, you hit.
All right. I'm going to also do Divine Smite with this hit.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
So that's... All right, so the weapon does 4 damage.
Okay.
For Divine Smite,
This is radiant.
yep. Divine Smite does an additional 5 extra radiant damage, but I have to ask, is this an undead creature
No.
or a fiend?
Nope.
Okay.
Just a bear with bones.
Had to ask because of the bones.
Yeah. Just a creepy porcupine bear.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, yeah, so you bring your axe around, lob off a chunk of flesh off its side and flank, but it still seems like it's gone.
All right.
Maladroit.
Okay, how bad is the bear look?
It's still up. It's still able to knock people down.
Okay. This is no time like the present. I will go ahead and I will burn my 2 sorcery points to give myself a first level spell slot back. And I'm going to use that to cast Chaos Bolt again.
Excellent.
All right, so... Oh, well, never mind about that.
With a
Natural
D4?
1.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Even with all the pluses. Wait. Well, if the natural 1 actually misses, then that would be a miss. But yeah, even if I got a D4, I missed.
Okay.
There's no way around it.
Anything else,
And
Maladroit?
she's just going to go ahead and hang her head in shame.
It's
Bear.
okay, Maladroit. I need you to look in my eyes, and I
I
need you
am
to
deeply shamed.
just inhale and exhale.
It'll be fine.
My father
Just
was right.
avenge us when the damn thing mauls both of us in here.
Yep.
I wasted my sorcery points on that. Oh God.
Chop Tank.
Already?
Whew, I'm sorry,
No.
Chop Tank.
Oh.
Chop Tank, 13 points of piercing damage.
I'm down.
Oh.
As the bear bites into the side and rends out your kind of just pulling at the side of your body, almost like a shark taking that test bite and ripping forth your organs.
Uh-oh.
And as you go down, it turns to Garius. Oh, Garius.
Oh, wait.
God,
Wait.
come
I have a question.
What's up?
Right here, I forgot I had this. Can I go ahead? Can I actually go ahead and retcon slightly? I forgot I have Tide of Chaos. Once per long rest, you can gain advantage on one attack roll. This is before he attacks Chop Tank.
Sure.
Okay. So instead of a natural 1, how about just for the heck of it? Yeah, how about a 25 to hit?
Well, that definitely hits.
Okay. Thank you. I keep forgetting about that. All right, so that was that one, and then here. All right, so for damage, that's going to be 8 points. Oh wait, 8 plus. 14 points of damage.
Shit.
And that's going to be, where is the spells? 14 points of Chaos Bolt. 5 and the thing. That's going to be 14 points of, we're going to say, lightning damage.
Well, Chop Tank, I take back what I said.
Looks like he survived.
Malwad, fire off this lightning damage, and it cascades into the side of the cave bear, flesh burning, fat bubbling, and it falls down into a pile of goop that melts upon itself with bones protruding, and it is dead, and you are out of initiative.
So she lowers her head
Wow.
and she says, "My father is right about me." She says,
Impressive.
"Oh wait, my father was wrong." And then she zaps it with the actual proper one and comes out her. God, almost forgot about that thing again. All right, deep breath, everybody. Deep breath.
Okay.
All right. So how you doing, Chop Tank? Just took a big old
hold
chunk
on.
out of you.
I'm gonna have to lay hands on myself for a second.
Okay.
Oh, is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah.
Bluebell is going to go check on Sable, not because she thinks that she can necessarily save Sable, although that'd be cool, but because she wants to find out if Sable has any intimidating devices like a necklace of fingers.
Or a handprint of yellow.
Oh, right, or a handprint of yellow.
Give me an investigation.
You got this. You got this.
$16.
Yeah, I mean, you find a handprint of yellow upon her person, on her chest, and a small piece of parchment with a seal on it.
I would like to carefully open so I don't damage and read said piece of parchment if possible.
Yeah, sure. It's in common. Reading the piece of parchment, you find a quick message essentially saying something along the lines of, "Sow chaos where you are, and we will be near. And then upon the appropriate time, we will find ourselves and take over the realms of man and Yelleth and dwarf."
Okay.
Sounds like fun. So,
I
it actually
would
sounds
like
very similar to the
investigate-
last letter we saw.
All right, I would like to investigate and skin the bear.
You can skin the bear. This will be your second bear fur that you have skinned.
All right.
Skunned.
Your skinning skill goes up by 2.
Yeah.
Gotta keep skinning until I work my way up to 100.
And then you're a grandmaster.
No, remember
Yeah,
the corpse disappears after you skin it, though, remember?
less failures.
Though if you double click on your dagger and then click on the corpse, it cuts into little pieces that you can then cook upon a fire and eat.
But you have to do it quickly before the person comes in. All right.
I do completely intend on like delivering these bear hides back to the bar since they were so very kind to me.
I would actually.
And then they can tell stories of our adventures.
Melador would like to actually take that letter and with the intent of passing it on to the same guy that hired us the last time. He seemed to know what that kind of stuff meant. So
Sure.
Hey, I found another little magazine you might like. Little pamphlet here. So
All right.
interesting article.
So yeah, I mean, you know, looking at her, you see that she had this, Corey.
Yeah, as you come outside, I'll hand that up.
Yeah, Bluebell kind of did the investigation. You find a ring on her that you see has all these markings on it, and you kind of wonder, maybe it somehow had to do with her summoning of the bears. Obviously, there's the letter, there's the marking on her, and then there's the ring. But the ring seems almost dull and done and dead to you.
I'm going to keep the ring just in case it's something that I can further research in future. Since I'm the one most familiar with the devastations, if any of the markings, for instance, look familiar, I'm assuming that I can't make out the markings, but they may be familiar to another better scholar.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? I think we already searched the house previously, and then just searched the bear and searched Melador.
Yep.
So I think there's a dog coming in there behind you. I can tell.
Yeah. That's that then.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
can go back and report to the villagers
Excellent.
what's happened here.
They're shocked
Yeah.
and confused, and their wits are scattered upon them by this concept that, oh my gosh, Sable was involved. That's horrendous. And what could this mean for us?
And
I completely recommend we get some rooms at the tavern and a good meal.
Melador nudges Chop Tank and says, I think a couple of your friends might need some consolation after this very difficult news.
It was my intention. Under a bearskin rug.
Before we leave the Daisy's house, and as I go back to I'm going to report actually into the Temple of Sindrel. But before we leave Daisy's house, I am going to perform funerary rites for Sable, closing her eyes, crossing her arms, and whispering a prayer to Sindrel that in his might and perhaps through his grace, her spirit may be restored from whatever damnation or curse has befouled it, and that hopefully she does find a place of rest in the layers of Hexus, hopefully not one too terrible. I can't imagine what would have driven a woman like this to do what she did, but perhaps there was some small amount of goodness in her. Anyway, that's all.
Excellent. All right, you do so, and the town is extremely thankful for your activities. The family of Sammy gives you each 5 gold pieces for kind of what you did for him in terms of restoring him to the Temple of Sindrel and avenging his death.
Melador will kindly ask that they held on to that, and they need it more than she does.
Fair. And the town,
I'm gonna turn that down too.
The town itself kind of gives you each 10 silver pieces, saying thank you so much for your services. We appreciate what you've done, and the priest of Sindrel gives a blessing upon all of you, which doesn't do anything in game, but makes you feel better.
Nice.
I feel better.
I certainly feel better.
I feel a lot better. I glimpsed the future. I feel much better now than I did about 10 minutes ago.
And that's it.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
that was a good one
All
shot.
right. Thank
that was
you
good.
for
Well
Happy Friday. Thank you for enduring me improving a session since I didn't have anything planned. And as always, happy rolling.
Happy rolling on the villain.